Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Brooklyn squad. Hey, Sister Kathy, how are you, my love? Mwah, mwah. How are you? How are you? How are you? My membership girl. What is good, everybody? Good afternoon, Brooklyn squad. Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a God-filled day. Let's wait for a few minutes to see if anybody else is gonna come in. Yesterday, I was exhausted yesterday, guys. I don't know. I was just like not feeling it. But I hope everybody is having an amazing day so far. Put your guard armors on and stay God focused because the devil was out. We all know that. But thank God he's not in my house. Okay, amen. Amen. So welcome to Brooklyn Squad. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. We have now, let me see how many subs. We are at 644, and we also have four members already that joined. Good afternoon, Katie. Hey, beautiful. We already have 4 members that joined, so I just want to say thank you so much. I will be doing shout outs or another video for those members that have joined, and I am getting prepared the membership stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm trying to give a little more people a few to join the membership before I start doing the interviews, because once I start doing the interviews, it's only going to be for memberships only. Okay. Good afternoon, Brian. Hey, oh my God, Brian is here. Wow. And he's one of the ones that I will be interviewing. So once I start doing interviews, remember, it's only going to be for members only. So I do have an interview coming up, and I'm trying to get people to join the membership first before I start doing it. So it just wouldn't be like 2 or 3 people. You know what I'm saying? Inside the membership looking at the video. You know what I mean? So we're trying to give everybody a chance. But yes, I do have some interviews coming up. We have Aniya's aunt that wants to come on here and give us some updates and tell her story. Remember, we have been talking about Alana and Aniya almost a year now. I have been on that case from day one, and her body has still not been found. We also have a young man, right? Brian, my new friend right there, Brian, who I will be interviewing because the position that he is in is horrible. He is in a nursing home and he has been abused, neglected. It's just haywired. And I also have some content creators that wants to join me that you guys probably never heard of before or never seen. And they are amazing. So I'm getting those together as well. And that would be only for members only. So membership is $199. That is a very good deal because not only do you get to sit alive and see the interviews and come on the panel, I also doing a movie night. So yeah, sometimes these cases can get you haywire, depressed, sad. It's always good to have something good and exciting to go by. So I said, let's do movie night like we did before, and that would be for membership only. $199. You can't go bad, baby. You can't. That's a really good deal. So come support your girl and support the families. They want to see you. They want to tell their stories. Okay. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you would like to, let me put my disclaimer on. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. Let me get a minute. Give me a minute. And if you would like to donate to the channel, I truly appreciate you. My Cash App and PayPal is right there. Please give what you can, but do never give your last. I don't need your baby kids coming up to me talk about my mama gave you my lunch money. Okay? Yesterday. Okay, so let's get into it. Welcome, Brian Jones, aka Bub. All right. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. This case is really sad. It brought tears to my eyes. I was aggravated because this little girl went through hell, allegedly. She went through hell, okay? She was 4 years old. She was burnt. She was starved to death. She was beaten on. She was thrown down a flight of stairs, okay? Now, yesterday we seen part 1 of the interrogation of her mother. Today we're going to see part 2 of the boyfriend's interrogation. So I'm not going to keep y'all long. Now I'm gonna just get right into the video. So let me shut my mouth, but let's get into it. Keep your guard armor on. Very sad. Oh, God. Now, the boyfriend's name is Deonte Lewis, and they interrogated him now. So let's check this out.
Is that Street Drive Avenue?
Avenue.
An apartment or a house?
House. City is East Cleveland.
What's the zip code there?
44112.
And how long have you lived at the address on
My
Burnett?
whole life, 26 years.
26 years?
Yes.
Okay. Now our officers talked to you today at 22701 Lakeshore. Do you stay there with?
My girlfriend, my wife.
Okay. So you refer to her as your wife?
Yes.
But are you legally married?
No, not yet.
Okay, I gotcha. And how often do you stay at the house, at the apartment at 22701 Lakeshore?
All the time.
All the time. So is Burnett where you get your mail?
Yes, ma'am. My parents stay.
All right. And your parents stay on Burnett?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their names?
James and Paulette Howard. Paulette.
And your dad is James, James.
Yes, Howard, Howard.
Is he your natural father?
No, grandfather.
He's your grandfather?
Yes.
Okay.
They have full custody of me.
And Paulette is also Howard?
Yes, and it's my grandmother's wife.
Okay, so are they your biological grandparents?
Yes.
But they have custody of you?
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
you're an adult now, but
yes.
they raised you as their own?
Yes.
Okay. And when did that start? Like, what age were you when they got custody of you?
I would say my whole life, honestly, because my mom stayed here when I was born, and then, things happened where they just wanted to take me in. So that's my whole life.
Okay, so I will just put that whole life, whether or not it was on paper, your whole life they've been both your parental figures. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get like okay.
Take your time. Okay, so what's the apartment number at on Lakeshore where you stay with your girlfriend?
213. Is she okay as well?
Your girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is she still here?
Yeah. What's the zip code on Lakeshore?
44123.
Okay. And how long have you been staying there with your girlfriend?
We moved to that new apartment for about a month now. So all of February.
And is that when she started living there as well?
Yes.
Do you guys have any children together?
No, not yet.
And what is your girlfriend's name?
Sierra Rebecca Day. So that's SIERA.
Got it. And how old are you right now, Deonte?
26.
Give me your date of birth.
March 22nd, 1991.
You're about to be 27.
Yes, ma'am. I've never been in nothing like this before my life.
Yeah, I see you have no criminal history. That's good. And what city were you born in?
Cleveland, Ohio.
What's your cell phone or home number, whatever you have?
Yes, 216.
Is it a cell?
Yes, cell phone number, ma'am.
Go ahead.
216-337-5378.
337-5378?
Yes.
Okay. Are you Black, Hispanic, Asian, mixed? What are you?
Black.
You're Black? Okay, 2 Black parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I didn't want to leave out any race if you wanted to recognize.
I'm black skinned, but I just go.
That's okay. That's okay. I just
It's
don't
light
want to.
skin.
I just don't want to be presumptive.
It's okay. I
It's
don't know.
okay.
It's mixed in or somewhere, but I don't know where.
That's okay. Okay. You have a tattoo on your right forearm?
Yeah, just
What does that say?
Just across from my initials, DJ on it.
Okay.
Any significance?
Say it again, sir.
Any significance?
No, what do you mean? So I'm sorry about that.
Why do you have it?
Oh, why do I have it? Oh, I just my whole life I thought it was nice to have one. I just wanted to give one when I got of age.
Religion or just?
Religion.
What religion are you?
A Christian Baptist.
What's your social? How tall are you, Deonte?
5'9". I mean, I'm pretty short. It's 5'9".
Okay. And about how much do you weigh?
170. I said 175, 180. 175.
Oh, just 170. That was what you said first. Okay. Have you ever been married?
No.
And you, I would say it's dark brown hair. Is that
Yes.
correct?
It was light brown hair and eyes. My mom tells me you got sandy brown hair.
Okay. And you usually wear the beard and the mustache?
Just the beard. I used to get it cut and just wear just the beard.
Okay, but currently you have that
Yes.
mustache. Okay. Any siblings?
Yes.
How old are they?
My brother, his birthday is March 1st. He just turned 25. And I have a sister. She is 20 now.
What are their first names?
My brother's name is Jason Lewis, Jason.
Okay.
And then my sister is Delana Lewis,
How do you spell her first name?
Delaina.
And her last name is Lewis?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Except for one that we're talking about now, but
Okay.
not.
Sure. Where are you employed, Deonte?
I'm actually not employed.
Okay. Are you unemployed right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Just had a job this past year, but I lost it.
Okay. And how far in school did you get? You have a high school diploma?
Yes, ma'am.
From where?
Shaw High School.
Shaw?
Yes, ma'am. East Cleveland graduated.
Okay. Any college?
No. I like to say yes, but it was only for like a month, so I'll say no.
So you have some college. Where did you go to college?
It was Tri-C, Metro.
So you attended Tri-C, and what were you studying there?
I was going just for general education at the moment.
Okay. How did you do in those classes at Tri-C?
I think I did okay, but I didn't stay too long. I realized that I'm like, no, maybe not right now for myself.
Oh, okay, so you just made a conscientious decision to
No.
not continue with your.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's go over this form together, because if I've made any mistakes or represented something in the way other than you want me to, you can tell me, okay? So your name, where you get your mail at 1887 Burnett. That's your parents, James and Paulette's home for your whole life. You're currently staying with your girlfriend, who you said is Sierra Day, and you stay with her at 2271 Lakeshore in this city, Euclid, in apartment 213. This is your cell phone number, 216-337-5378.
Yes.
This is just how you look here. Look at that. If there's any problems, tell me. You refer to her as your wife. She's actually your girlfriend, but you have not ever been married officially. Okay, I just wrote down your tattoo there. Currently unemployed. And some information here about your education. Okay, you agree with that as I've written it? Is there anything else you want me to add or change?
No, ma'am.
Looks okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, hold on for a minute, y'all. Kathy said he's strange. Yeah, you know what? I thought that too in the beginning. I said, yo, this guy's kind of weird. But he ain't no dummy though. He's a manipulator, arsonist. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'm but wait till y'all notice this detective is really good at her job, right? and she is so patient because I couldn't sit there when doing this job. I would have to like strangle your behind, knowing that you traumatized this baby and you sitting right here lying about it. But we're gonna get to that part, right? So right now they just trying to get the basics of him. Y'all see where he used to live. Uh, they asked him about his tattoo. Wait till y'all see about the talking about the marks on his face. This this interrogation was very interesting on his behind. Now, the first interrogation was him. They interviewed him first, and then they did allegedly the monster mother. Okay, so let's just get back into it. Y'all know I gotta stop and talk a little bit and stop and YouTube guidelines. So let's get back into it, guys.
Go ahead and sign here. You can stand if it's easier for you to do so. Sure.
Sorry about this.
No, that's okay. I'll hold the paper. Now, because we're doing a criminal investigation, I do need to explain to you about your rights, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We're in the EPD interview room right now.
You remember the time?
Yeah, it's
It's 8:41.
41.
That clock for some reason has stopped.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't like daylight savings. It needs a new battery. Okay, I'm going to read these to you. Okay, please follow along. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have him with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Deonte, do you understand those rights as I read them to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll have you sign right there. You're just signing, stating that you understand the rights the way I've read them to you.
Okay.
This next statement is as it pertains to you in the first person. So I'm going to read it aloud and I'm going to read it aloud and you follow along, okay? I, Deonte Lewis, have read this statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. Do you understand that statement as I read it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Sign here. And basically what you're stating is you understand your rights, but you're in here and you're willing to speak with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I messed that up. I left it. Sorry.
And you understand that we're investigating a child endangering case right now, okay?
Yes.
When was it that you first started seeing Sierra?
When I first started seeing each other,
Yeah.
we like last June, July, right before her birthday.
Right before whose birthday?
Sierra's birthday.
Okay.
So 2017, last year?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so you started dating. And how did you guys meet?
Actually, I went to go pick her up one time. Stranded, needed a ride. Her brother called me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working at the time at PCC Airfields.
Mm-hmm.
I was off. I was just going to go pick him up and everything, and we just kind of reconnected. Not that specific day, but That was how we got back in touch with each other.
So you had dated her in the past or just knew her in the
Just knew her in
past?
the past. We both was in a marching band.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
In the Shaw High Marching Band?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what year did you guys go to, what was your graduating year from Shaw?
Mine was 10.
And hers is?
Hers was 13.
So she's a little younger.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're 2010 and she's 2013, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So she's older than him, I think.
Okay. So then you just, all that time since high school and you just reconnected. So
Yeah, it was pretty crazy how I reconnected them. Like I said, they needed a ride, and it was just late at night. Her brother, who I knew for a while, called me, and I just said, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna come pick you guys up," and just picked them up. Just started kicking it after that.
okay. All right. So who's her brother that you know?
Isaiah Day. People ask me how to spell Isaiah. I don't know how to spell the name.
That's okay. I
Isaiah.
might not have spelled it right. I just don't want to forget. I have a tendency to forget things if I don't jot them down. So that's all I'm doing is just writing down what you're telling me. And how long after you started dating her in about June of last year did you start having involvement where Aniya, is that how you pronounce
Yes,
the
ma'am.
child's name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where Aniya would be with you guys when you were together.
Every day.
So right from the beginning?
Well, as far as my involvement, I was always around and everything and all that. But I've been around Sierra and I since we started talking last year.
Okay, so would you say if you started dating Sierra in June, would you say that you were introduced to Aniya right away in June?
Yes.
Okay, so
We
there
started dating. We started dating in July. We met back up like in June. Her
Okay.
birthday's in July. We started dating right a little bit after her birthday.
in July.
Yes.
But had you been around as less than a boyfriend before that? In that time from when you picked her up in June to when you started dating in July?
Yeah, I was
So-
a boyfriend, but yes, I was around.
Okay, so Aniya knew you from
Mhm.
before July of last year. Okay. What kind of things would you do with Aniya when you would hang out with Sierra?
Nothing. She played with the other kids. If I'm back when I was driving last year,
Uh-huh.
let her see my phone. That would be about it. Like you're on YouTube, I believe. Yeah, YouTube. Let her just do what kids do. Have fun with the phone.
Mhm.
That would be it.
And has there been a time since June of 2017 when you guys reconnected where you were broken up or separated? No? Okay. She just moved into Cultural Gardens, so where were you staying with her before that?
Harbor Crest Apartments.
At Harbor Crest? What was the apartment number?
119, I believe.
Which building?
A. Wait. So technically that be building A, no. West building. I think that's how they pronounce it there.
The West Building in Harbor Crest?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you're staying there with her. So before moving to Cultural Gardens, which is the name of the complex you guys live in now,
Yes, ma'am.
you were staying with them at Harbor Crest.
Yes.
And have they lived anywhere else since June of 2017 besides Harbor Crest and Cultural Gardens? Okay, so you've been out with them the entire time since June of 2017 that they lived in both apartments we just talked about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. When you guys lived at Harbor Crest, was Aniya going to the daycare there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you guys like that daycare?
Well, not the daycare at Harbor Crest. There's the daycare across the street that
Oh.
she used to work at, and that was Get Ready, Set, Grow.
Ready, Set, Grow?
Yes.
Where was that?
That was like, where was it at, ma'am?
Yeah, where's that daycare?
It was, I don't know that specific address, but it was like right across the street.
From?
The Harbor Crest Apartments.
Oh, okay. What kind of building is it in?
It was in the church. So they renting out the back, they renting out the downstairs of the church.
Okay.
I believe.
Got it. Now, was Ready, Set, Grow before or after the daycare that's in the Harbor Crest apartment complex?
She did that before, I believe. So I think she went there with her, then she transferred over to Harbor Crest, and she transferred her back to Get Ready, Set, Grow.
Okay. So were you in the picture when Aniya was going to the daycare at Harborcrest?
No.
No, not at all?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Kathy says, I saw your story, Brian. All talking should cease at this point. I agree. I just say lock us by hands up and throw away the key. How's everybody doing right now with this? I think now they're just trying to get basics. I see she lived at that apartment for a very, very long time, and they knew each other since they were kids, since they was in a band together. So they got history, guys. He got history with her. So he knew her before she even had kids and stuff like that, which is interesting. That's something good to know, because that would definitely tell, I believe, a person's, I wouldn't say character, but I just can't get the words out for that good. He seems a bit nervous. He does seem a bit nervous moving around, right, Kathy? Yeah. Okay, when you're right, Reed, you should stop talking until she gets an attorney. Right. When you're right to Ray, you should stop talking until you get an attorney. And that surprised me with both of the parents. None of them asked for an attorney. Well, the mother and the boyfriend. I'm glad you said that, Kathy, because neither of them asked for an attorney. That really shocked me.
And how did you know that she had been?
She told me.
Did she say why she stopped her going to the Harborcrest daycare and started taking her to Ready Set Grow?
She felt like she'd be in better hands being with her.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, so Sierra worked at Ready Set Grow while Aniya was going there? Is that, am I understanding that right? Okay. Does she have a background in early childhood education?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you know where she got that from?
So if I'm not mistaken, I think they get their certifications from Shaw.
I know some high schools do offer that program. Okay.
Yeah, they offer it at Shaw High School, and I believe that's where she got her certifications from. Unless she did something else I don't know about, but yes.
Seems to know a lot.
So she was providing the daycare for her at Water's Edge, and then she decided to go across the street.
Well, like I said, I wasn't around when she went to the Harborcrest daycare.
Okay.
But to get ready to grow, yes, she was working there as well as when she was.
But Sierra did not work at Harborcrest daycare, did she?
No.
Okay. When did she get the job at Ready Set Grow?
I couldn't tell you that because that was before I got there. I think she was there for some. If I'm not mistaken, it was more than 2 years she's been there. So I can give you the exact amount of years, but she was there before I met with her again. Anyway.
Gotcha. Before June of 2017, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. What is the discipline like when Aniya misbehaves?
Really nothing at all. Honestly, she'll Sierra have a go in the corner, stand in the corner or something like that. Other than that, it really be nothing. Be like just stop doing certain little things. We might not give you no candy at the moment because you're being bad. But other than that, that's just pretty much as far as it goes.
During the time that Sierra and Aniya are home, how much of it are they spending in the home together without you? Like, how often do you have to leave the home? Are you trying to get work? What do you?
Well, I do try to. I was working since we started dating. I just recently had lost my other job.
When did you lose that job?
January.
Oh, so just 2 months ago?
Yes.
Okay. Were you out of the house frequently when you were working?
Every day.
What about since then?
No. Usually now if I was to leave the house, I'm going to help my parents out or something like that, or my brother called me, I might go with my brother. Other than that, I'm in the house with them all the time.
Okay, so you've been in the house with them all the time since you lost your job in January 28th?
And even before then, when I get off work, I go straight home.
Okay, all right. No, you said, when I asked you about the discipline, I noticed that you said Sierra will have her stand in the corner. Who handled the discipline in the house?
Sierra,
Sierra mostly handled the discipline? Okay. Why is that?
being a mom, like I said, I mean, if anything, I tell her, I mean, go stand in the corner. You know, other than that, that's it. I would tell her to go stand in the corner too, but then I confirmed everything with Sierra first.
Okay. How do you get along with Aniya's father?
I don't know at all.
Have you ever met him?
No.
Do you know his first name?
Michael.
Hmm.
I never met him.
Where did they usually exchange custody for visitation?
You know, to be honest, we always had her. A couple of times, if I'm not mistaken, he did try to come and get her. He would try to bring her back the very next day. Or he would come get her from the daycare or something like that. But I would be at work. I used to work at PCC. So I'd be at work from 7 in the morning to 3 o'clock to 3:30 in the afternoon. The couple, he only came and got her maybe twice since we've been together.
Okay.
And at times he came and got her, I wasn't around at all.
What was the relationship like between Sierra and Michael, the father?
I couldn't answer that because I wouldn't know. You know, I just know it didn't work out.
And did she ever make comments about how she felt about him? Like, were you aware of how Sierra felt about Michael? Like, you know, for instance,
I try not to think about it.
If I have an ex-husband who's not doing a great job as a dad or whatever, I might say, oh, here's this deadbeat or here's this a-hole. Like, what kind of things would Sierra say that let you know how she felt about Michael?
No, she just didn't want to be with him. She didn't like how he was. He was abusive. He wasn't. He was trying to be too controlling.
Okay.
Other than that, really nothing else. She just didn't want to be with him no more.
Okay. And did she tell you when they split?
No.
How long before you were in the picture do you think it was?
Maybe a year and a half. Maybe a year and a half, could have been 2 years.
Okay, so a year and a half to 2 before you were in the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Aniya ever express wanting to be with her father?
No, man.
No? Does she know him?
Only being 4 years old, but
Yeah.
I would say she don't know.
What did she call him?
I was never around them together at all.
I mean, like, when she would say, like, I want to see my dad, or is my dad coming to pick me up?
No, she never said that ever.
What did she call her dad when she did see him?
I'm sorry, I wasn't around when when he came around, I wasn't around. I'm pretty sure she probably called him dad, but I've never heard her say that. Like, I've never heard her. It sounds kind of weird, I know it does, but I never heard her say dad or anything like that. I'm pretty sure she has called him dad, but I never heard it out of her mouth.
Okay. All right. So, was there ever a time where Sierra was disciplining Aniya where you were concerned about the seriousness of the discipline?
No.
Never?
No, she won't put her hands. She don't, she worked with kids and everything, so no, she won't put her hands on them.
Okay. Do you know why I'm asking you these questions?
Because what's going on right now today?
Yeah. I'm just concerned about the level of discipline she might have been receiving based on some injuries I've seen on Aniya. Do you know which injuries I'm talking about?
I know she has the eye, but that's from her wanting to be fall. She wasn't feeling too well. We sat on the toilet because she's having stomach problems. I'm trying to make some soup. I believe Sierra's trying to get some ginger ale and everything. All we know is we hear a boom. And we go in the bathroom, see her eye like that. So we try to let
When was that?
What was that? The eye thing happened yesterday afternoon. It was an eye thing. Around yesterday afternoon.
What time yesterday afternoon?
I'm gonna say I can't give you time. Sorry, but it was afternoon, not late night, like early afternoon, maybe 3, 4. That's what I'm guessing it.
And what did the eye look like yesterday at the time when you're saying she fell off the toilet?
And hit her head on the tub. It was like the same as it is now.
Oh, she hit her head on the tub?
Like when she fell off the toilet.
How do you know? How do you know she hit her head on that tub?
because that's when the eye thing happened. Like when she was sitting on the toilet, because her stomach wasn't feeling well and everything. And I'm in the kitchen. She puts her in her.
Mm-hmm.
She comes out to me like, "We're gonna see what's going on. Where's her stomach not feeling good? Give her some ginger ale, try to make some soup or something." All we know is we hear a boom, and so we're automatically assuming she hit her head.
Okay, so you were just assuming, you didn't
Yes.
see that.
No. You hear a boom, you come in, you see your child's eye, you kind of like, you kind of try to make your own assumptions and everything.
Right. So I look at the injury to the eye, and there's a laceration, so the skin is open,
Mm-hmm.
and I know because I have 4 kids, and they've hit their heads, and the head is a concentrated area for blood. The heart pumps the blood very forcefully to the head.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, were you alarmed at the amount of blood that was coming out of the wound yesterday?
No, it was blood, but it wasn't as bad. You know what I mean? It was just like a really big, like, black eye. It wasn't really a lot of blood coming out at all.
Katie said, this lady is good at her job and staying calm. I wouldn't have been so calm and nice. That's for sure. That's what I said too. She's really good at her job. And on this channel, we don't rock with Popo like that, but she's really good. Oh, was he really not a good father, or did the mother keep him away from him so he didn't see the marks or the bruises? Allegedly. Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. But as we get into it, I think we'll probably see the same thing I'm seeing. Like, I think she kept him away so he wouldn't see the marks and the damages that these monsters did to this beautiful little angel who was only 4 years old, who weighed not even 20 pounds because she was malnourished. They were starving her to death. Also, Brian, I sub to your YouTube channel. Thank you for coming over here. We love you over here as well. We love all our New Brooklyn squad. Please sub to the channel if you don't mind. I appreciate that. What else I was gonna say? Yeah. As he keeps talking, he keeps digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I think that Katie sub to you, and Kathy B sub to you, Brian. Amazing. Thank you, ladies. Yeah, he keeps digging his hole deeper and deeper. And I find it so weird that, he could be telling the half truth when he said he didn't never meet or he don't know the father, but you've been with her for 6 months or more, and you never not one time met that little girl's father? Huh. Okay.
Okay. I'm shocked because the way that looked, it
Like it was a lot of blood
it
coming.
should have bled a lot, right?
Yes.
Did you guys have to clean up the blood?
We had to clean up too much of anything. We had to clean up some stuff, but it wasn't like a lot of blood spill or anything like that at all.
Okay. You said you had to clean up some stuff. What did you have to clean up?
No, just like a little from her head and her hand. We tried to make sure everything was cool with her. It was a little bit of blood, not a lot. Cleaned that up real quick. Let her down. We let her down right after that.
Okay. Did you call the doctor yesterday when she fell off the toilet?
We did call a 24-hour nurse, but I don't think we called her yesterday. If she did, I must have went around, but I know we did not call a 24-hour nurse yesterday at all.
Okay.
She wasn't feeling well.
Okay, so no call to medical professionals yesterday about the fall on the toilet. Okay. You're pretty involved with care.
Mm-hmm.
Does she call you Dad?
Sierra had her call me Dad once or twice, but it's something my mom had a different boyfriend when I was growing up, so that's like a sensitive matter to me. So I never try to force the issue of calling me Dad because just being a kid growing up, I can understand how that would be. Okay.
So as a father figure, maybe she doesn't call you Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Are you participating in the regular child care for Aniya?
Feeding her and everything.
Feeding her?
Have to wash up, yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about What about visits to the pediatrician? Do you know her pediatrician's name? Aniya's
No,
pediatrician?
I have to come to her doctors before, but
You have taken her to the doctor?
Yes.
Where's that at? Where's the doctor's office?
Located right down the street. You got Lakeshore. Was that University Hospital?
Describe the building to me.
It is the hospital. It's University Hospital. University Hospital, right on the left-hand side of
What's
Lakeshore.
it by?
Right-hand side.
I just want to make sure.
185th.
Okay, so the big new building
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the front?
Mhm.
Okay, so you've got the University Hospitals right here up by Lakeshore and the Euclid Hospital back here, right?
Oh, well, I know when I put in the parking lot, I was always making the right and going all the way to the back. So it's like the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. It's right across the street from 185th.
Okay, there's two medical facilities there. That's why I'm gonna ask. I'm actually gonna pull up a picture on my phone. Okay?
Okay. I thought that was one medical facility.
No, and it's two separate,
Things.
it's actually two completely separate hospital systems.
Oh, wow.
So this is, no, that's not a good picture, but this is the Cleveland Clinic Hospital, which is Euclid Hospital.
Okay, so
Okay, and
yes, we went to the back. Yeah.
okay, so let me see if it'll take us back there. Because at first you described what I thought was university, but then you said you went to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go behind the hospital
Make that right.
and all the way around, there's a building back here by the lake.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that where she went to the pediatrician?
Yes, ma'am. That wrong building.
Okay. Okay, so that's called the Euclid Hospital Medical Building. Do you remember the name of the pediatrician?
No, I never went inside with the doctors.
Oh, you didn't?
I would just drop them off,
Oh, okay, so you drove them there?
Uh-huh.
And do you remember about what time of year that was when you went to the doctor with them?
I would say like maybe August. Maybe August or September. One of the two were our last appointments at the doctor.
Okay. And what was that visit for?
Regular checkup.
And what did they tell you guys about Aniya's health at that time?
She told me when Sierra came back and told me that everything was good with the health, everything was perfectly fine,
Mm-hmm.
smart, healthy young child.
Okay. So that was for a well check?
Mhm.
Were there any concerns about Aniya's health at that time?
No.
And that was late summer or early fall, August of September of 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't go in?
No, ma'am.
You dropped off Sierra and Aniya? Is that right? Okay. What do you do? Well, why don't you go in? I'm just curious. I'm not.
I think one time I called off work. I actually called off because she needed a ride up there. I called off work one time. I was just either staying in the parking lot or I left.
Okay.
And I came back, picked them up. I know one time I actually left home because I had to use my parents' car.
Okay.
I left home, went back home to my parents while they was doing what they had to do. Then I came back up there and picked them up.
Okay.
I was like, that's your business to handle, so I would just leave. Never really stayed and waited.
Okay.
And it's right being part of our relationship too, so I would be like, all right, I'll just come back.
Okay. All right, I gotcha. All right. She has the injury you're talking about, the eye injury that you say was caused when she fell off the toilet yesterday. Which eye is that on?
The left one.
The left eye? Okay.
Yes,
So I saw that injury. I'm also wondering about a bruise or red mark that's swollen on her forehead. Do you know anything about that?
That could have happened from when she fell too as well because she doesn't, really do anything.
Okay. All right. What do you mean she doesn't do anything?
No, I'm talking about trying to hurt herself. I know that could have happened from the eye thing because there's nothing else that could have happened from her head to have another injury unless it all came at once.
Okay. And what's going on with the skin on her legs?
We did that from Johnson & Johnson.
You did what?
We think that's from the Johnson & Johnson baby soap that we bought her. Because we've been talking about that before because we've seen it on the leg, on the foot and everything. I mean, on the leg and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we both kept talking to each other. Maybe this is from the Johnson & Johnson because that was
What kind of soap are you using on her legs?
The Johnson & Johnson.
Johnson & Johnson what? They make more than one product.
It's the kids soap, but it's the pink bottle. It was the I don't know. I'm sorry. It's the pink bottle, but I said it's for hair and body.
Okay.
For kids.
Okay.
Now, the weirdest thing is, we was talking about that, and she said she seen something on YouTube where they're talking about you didn't want kids using Johnson & Johnson no more, but we using it all. She'd be using it all her life.
Right. Okay. Can you? Do you understand why I'm asking you
Yes,
these
all these
questions
questions, yes,
about your
ma'am.
injuries? Okay.
Yes.
Why do you think I'm asking?
He's his child right here. This child is going on. We want to make sure everything's good, not just us, but you guys as well.
And how do you think I'm feeling right now about the answers you're giving me?
I really couldn't say. I mean, I know they're all, from what accurate as far as my information, as far as my knowledge goes. But other than that, I feel like I'm helping out as best as I can.
Okay.
I'm praying I'm helping out as best as I can here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming over here and being willing to talk with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Because anytime that we believe a child's been injured, of course.
We want to make sure.
We want to do the best we can for that child. I asked you a little bit earlier if you were ever concerned about any of the discipline that Sierra, did you think that the discipline was always appropriate to the level of misbehavior for a 4-year-old or 3-year-old, whatever?
Yeah, because we wouldn't, touch her or anything. Yes, if you want to go stand in the corner, go to timeout. I always thought that was appropriate, especially if you're being bad, if you're talking back to grown-ups and everything like that. I find those type of things appropriate as well.
And do you think that Sierra always handled the discipline appropriately? You don't think she went too far?
No.
Okay. If you could tell me a situation where you thought Sierra went too far, which situation would it be?
I couldn't, because she never took the situation too far at all.
Okay.
The bruise on the eye came from Aniya just passing out on the toilet. So, and then the leg stuff came from from what we believe is the Johnson and everything.
Okay.
Insane. Brian says this is sad. Yeah, Brian, this is really sad. This is a really sad case. Kids, it hits you different. You know what I mean? Thank you for following us. Oh, yeah, we all followed you and subscribe to your channel, Brian. You're welcome to Brooklyn Squad. You're like family now. What drives me insane is he just sitting there so perfectly calm and like, all right, have a good day, Brian. He's just sitting there so perfectly calm, knowing that this little girl is no longer living. See, he's acting like he don't know that she's deceased. He's acting like that. You know what I'm saying? And then the part that gets me is the Johnson & Johnson thing. Now, before I forget, let me just bring this out and I'm going to play the video again. Remember last year, I think it was last year, I don't know if I might be wrong. There was a thing on TV about them suing, allegedly, Johnson & Johnson. Something about you can't use Johnson & Johnson, it's not good for your skin, or something like that. So I think that's why they came up with this illusional plan to say, oh yeah, let's put it on Johnson & Johnson. That's how she got her bruises on her legs. Right. So I think that is, they remember how that Johnson & Johnson thing went all over TV on the news and the internet, and you can't use it. So it was the baby powder. It was the baby powder. See, and that's what makes it more insane, because how would she get that on her legs if it's baby powder? See, they all twisted. They didn't make their story correctly, and now they're trying to backtrack. They're trying to think like, Johnson & Johnson. But if that was the baby powder, how the hell did she get those marks on her legs? Because Johnson & Johnson didn't have anything on the news to do with a cream or lotion or anything like that. And it drives me insane is, if you remember the mother's interview yesterday, she said she put alcohol on the mark of her eye that was open. You dumb bee, why would you put alcohol? Even the detectives was like, didn't that sting her or burn? Their stories is horrible. Child. It's just insane.
Other than that, I've been around Sierra. She does great with kids. She does great at daycare and everything. So
okay.
Right,
We'll
peroxide
get
of
back to that.
alcohol.
You wrote in your statement that you went to Red Lobster. When was that?
Mm.
I forgot what day was that. Was that last Wednesday or last Thursday? We went with my family.
Which Red Lobster did you go to?
The one on the Minute.
Did you take Aniya with you?
Yes.
Okay. And could we narrow it down a little bit more so that when I get video, I can not be searching through all of it to find your family there? Like you said, you thought it was Wednesday or Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to look at a calendar to see which day it was? Here,
I'll go for last Thursday.
Well, I want to be as accurate as possible so we're not guessing. Okay, so I'm looking at the month of March here. Right now we're on Sunday, March 11th.
Mhm.
So Wednesday was the 7th.
Mhm.
Thursday was the 8th. Does any one of those days?
Thursday.
It was Thursday the 8th.
Mhm.
What time did you guys go there?
What time did we go there? Like afternoon. I'm like an afternoon sometime.
Was it dark out yet?
No, not too dark. No, getting there, but it wasn't too dark at all.
Was it dark when you came out?
A little bit, yes, it was.
Okay.
So we got there maybe it could have been like around 5 or something like that.
Okay, so it was before dark when you got there,
Mhm.
or a little bit dark when you got there,
Mhm.
and it was still a little bit dark when you came out?
No, a little light when we got there. So like around 5 before it got too dark. We was in there eating, and then we left out.
Okay, and who was with you?
Just my family.
Who's your
Me,
family?
Aniya, Sierra, my brother, and my mom.
Okay, is that the brother that you told me about?
Well, I don't know who else was with us. I'm sorry, guys. I don't really know who else was with us.
Your brother Jason?
My brother Jason.
He was there with you?
Mhm.
Okay, and your mom Paulette?
No, actually, I would say my mom. My mom was Deborah, but my grandmother is Paulette, so it's my grandmother.
Oh, so
My
your mom. All
granddad.
right, I'm gonna go back to this form and just add that information. Okay, so is this your biological mom that was there with you at Red Lobster?
No,
Who are you
my grandmother.
referring to at
My
Red
grandmother.
Lobster? Well, I asked you if Paulette was at Red Lobster, and you said no.
My grandma was with us. Say it again. I'm sorry. I didn't say my grandma was
All right,
with
let's
us.
start over.
Sorry about that.
You went to Red Lobster what day last week?
Thursday.
And which location did you go to?
Manor.
And what time was it when you got there?
About 5. I think it was around 5.
Okay. And who list everybody that was at the restaurant with you that night?
Yeah, I can remember me, her, our daughter. Somebody was supposed to come out there. My cousin was supposed to come out, but she didn't. So I'm saying my brother was there.
Who's your brother?
Jason Lewis. My mom, Deborah Lewis.
Okay, who's Deborah Lewis?
My mother, my biological mother, not my
Okay.
grandmother, my biological mother.
Okay, was Paulette Howard there?
No,
She was not there.
no. She was supposed to come years there with my granddad. They couldn't show up.
Okay, so Deborah was there.
Yes.
How do you spell Deborah?
Deborah.
All right, I'm gonna add her to this list, okay? So,
Now, nothing happened at Red Lobster, just the fact that we felt.
okay, I'm just getting a timeline of any medical problems, okay?
What's up, Brooklyn Squad?
Do you know your mom Deborah's birthday?
Oh, Jesus. She had killed you. She was here. October 15th. Somebody's got the first. My grandma's birthday is October 1st. My mom's birthday is October 15th.
And do you know,
A year, no.
do you know how old?
My mom is.
Yeah.
She's about to turn 44 this year?
Well, she had you very young, huh?
Yes, 18. Well, Lieutenant came out at 19.
Okay. And how old is Paulette?
I do not know my grandmother's age.
How old would you say she is approximately?
Close to 60.
Okay. So all I did was add to that form that you added your biological mother, Deborah Lewis, as your mom, approximately 44 years old, born on October 15th. And I just wrote a birth date of October 1st, unknown year, approximately 60 years old for your grandma. So list the people again that were at Red Lobster that night.
Jason and my mother.
Start over from the beginning. Who's at the restaurant?
Jason, my brother, my mother, Who are people I invited.
Okay, you said Jason, then you said your brother.
I'm sorry, Jason is my brother. Jason Lewis is my brother.
Okay.
My mother,
His first name?
Deborah Lewis.
Okay.
Me, Aniya, Sierra. Now we try to make it a little big thing where everybody came out. People did come out. We don't know, I can't tell you every single person that was in there, but I do know people that I invited who showed up, who came, ate some food with us.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant did get a little packed and everything, so other people that she might have invited sat elsewhere.
Okay. And do you remember what Aniya ordered?
We had girls some shrimp and a little bit of some pasta. I don't know what kind of pasta it's called, but like lean cuisine, if that makes sense. Or the Alfredo pasta.
Did she eat it on her own?
Mm-hmm.
And how does she eat? Does she?
She will know how to eat. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Go ahead.
She knows how to eat. Excuse me. She knows how to eat very well, like clean, very clean.
And does she use utensils?
Yes.
So she can eat the shrimp and the pasta with
A fork.
Mm-hmm. How was her appetite that night?
Pretty good. I noticed when we got home, she wasn't feeling this. She wasn't feeling herself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to figure out like why, you know what I mean? Why was that and all that? But we just thought maybe like something. We assumed it was something she ate there.
What do you mean she wasn't feeling herself?
She was telling her stomach was hurting.
Okay.
What
kind of symptoms did you observe her to have?
Just being tired, not wanting to like really walk, not really wanting to she wanted to just rest. She just really wanted to rest a lot, and we didn't understand why.
And if that was Thursday, then did you guys take her to the doctor on Friday?
No, we called a 24-hour nurse.
When was that? What did you call the nurse?
When did we call the nurse? She called.
Who's
a nurse.
she?
Sierra called a nurse. She called a 24-hour nurse. I wasn't around when she called. I know she did call a 24-hour nurse because when I came back home, she did tell me she called a 24-hour nurse. And
what day do you think that was?
I'm going to say last Friday or this past Saturday, one of the 2 days.
Do you know which nurse or which medical facility?
No, she just told me she called a 24-hour nurse.
And what did she tell you that they said?
She was like, they said just give her some rest, just make sure it's not a stomach virus and things like that. Just let her lay down and rest her head and just, let her just try to get over it, if that makes sense. So, of course, we took it upon ourselves to try to give her ginger ale and try to give her soup.
Okay.
To try to offset the stomach.
Okay. Do you know what dehydration does to kids? Like, I know this is your first, is this your first involvement with taking care of a young child?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, because I have kids, I'm not a doctor,
Yes,
but I know when my kids have been sick and not been able to eat or whatever, that I always.
Hey, Evelyn. Hey, babe. How are you? He don't know who was at Red Lobster, what they ate. You can tell that he is just making up things. He's just making up stories as they go. I think that, yeah, they might have went to Red Lobster, but that little girl was already deceased. That's what I'm thinking. I think that the little girl was not there, and they're going to get videotaping all this stuff, I'm pretty sure, to see if she was there at some Red Lobster. It just drives me insane that if this little girl is sick, deceased, been treated like trash, and they're out there eating Red Lobster, Mexican food, living their so-called best life. And he just sound nervous as hell. I'm confused by the she eats very clean and he's talking about a child. Right. Right. Ain't no child gonna be eating. And she only 4 years old. Ain't no child thinking about eating clean. That's how you know that he's just making it up as he goes. He's just digging a bigger hole for himself. I just don't know why they just didn't lawyer up either, or just be like, just confess, because you know what you did, man. You know what you did. It's a damn shame.
Watch for signs of dehydration. Did Sierra say anything about what the nurse said about that?
No.
Do you know anything about dehydration in children?
Yes. Well, I know you got to keep. I just know as far as a human goes, you have to keep a kid. You got to keep a kid hydrated.
Right. Okay. And do you know what it looks like when someone is dehydrated?
No.
Okay. Right. You had said earlier that you help her clean herself up. What did you mean by that?
Like,
you were saying giving care to Aniya.
Yeah, help feeding, helping to wash up and everything like that. Whenever Sierra needed me, just there to help out.
So, who did she take baths or showers?
Baths.
And when's the last time you helped her take a bath?
Washed her up yesterday.
You're saying washed her up?
We washed her the day before. We washed her up the day before yesterday.
Okay.
I helped her. Because she wasn't feeling too well, so we tried to give her a bath. We tried to, we helped. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't feeling herself to wash herself up. Of course, we got to keep her clean, so we decided to help. Well, I decided to help her wash her up. She needed me to hold her up, stand her up. His kids are heavy, so you need to help you do whatever. I was just there.
Okay. So you saw what she looked like during this bath. I mean, just because some dads who are not the biological dad, which is kind of the position you're in, are not always wanting to be around the child when the child is not clothed. But you're comfortable with that. You don't have any problem helping her bathe. Okay. All right.
No type of no. Normally when I first started dating, I wasn't around, but the more I was around, it was like, okay, I need to start helping out whenever I can, whenever Sarah needed me to help out. Yeah, to be honest, no, I wasn't comfortable.
So Aniya,
I was not comfortable.
You weren't comfortable at first?
Right. At first.
How are you now?
I'm comfortable, like, as far as just helping out. I always tell Sierra whenever you need me to help out, just help, wash her up. A couple times Sierra back was hurting where I'm like, all right, I got her. I wash her back and her legs and stuff like that. I don't touch her private areas.
Okay, I gotcha.
I leave it up to the mom. Your back
That's
hurting.
pretty much true. Most dads, biological or not,
Your back hurting, you still got to, I wash her back, I wash her legs, got her neck and her stomach. You got to do the rest.
Okay, all right. So, how many days ago was this bath?
The day before yesterday.
Today's Sunday.
Right, then we try to get her to Friday. We try to give her another bath today and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But she just wasn't, after everything that happened last night, she wasn't feeling too well.
Okay.
So we said,
So could Aniya hold her own weight up during that bath on Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought you had said that
Sierra
needed you to hold her. That she.
No, I was talking about like if she ever needed me, like whenever she needed me to hold her and help her out, I would, because she wasn't feeling well like today. But today, Friday, yeah, she was holding herself up.
How about today's bath?
No, she was not doing too good at all. She wasn't doing too good at all. Not at all.
It was today.
Yes.
You remember what time today?
Right before we called. Okay, I've been here for some hours. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Okay. Who called 911?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
We both was talking to the lady that I called.
All right. So you gave her a bath. You gave Aniya a bath today, and you said she wasn't well at all. What did you mean by that?
She wasn't responsive. She wasn't responsive. She really wasn't.
During the bath, she wasn't responsive? Right,
where we had to cut the bath short because she wasn't being responsive at all.
Okay. And the marks on her legs, were they bleeding while you were bathing her today?
No.
How about her eye? Was that bleeding while she was being bathed today?
No. She didn't want to eat anything. She didn't want to drink anything.
Mm-hmm.
We both thought it was, we both thought it was weird. We thought we let you sleep it off and everything like that, but that didn't help.
Okay. So, if you called, you think you bathed her around 2 p.m.?
Was that around 2?
Well, that's what you said.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the time, yes.
Okay. Do you know what time 911 was called?
Around the same time, because right after we got done bathing, like we got a call because she wasn't still being responsive. We thought, put her in some water. And we put her in some water and everything, and kind of like, hey, come on, wake up, come on, we need you to, be active. It wasn't working, so we called right after that. So around the same time.
Okay.
How is Aniya doing as well?
We're gonna keep talking about that. I just want to understand what
What's
kind of
going on?
medical history, what kind of. So like a minute ago, I was asking you about dehydration. Do you know why I was asking you if you know about dehydration in children?
Well, because she wasn't, she might have been dehydrated or something?
Well, I just want to know if you knew the signs and.
No, I just know she wasn't trying to drink anything, so I would say that couldn't be.
How long had that been going on? Her not trying to drink anything.
Just today, she tried to drink some. She was drinking stuff a little bit yesterday, but really just today she didn't want anything.
Just today?
Mm-hmm.
What would she usually have to drink?
Water, a lot of water, ginger ale, a little bit of pop every now and then, and juice. But when I say we keep her with water, we believe in water.
Mm-hmm. Does she like to drink water?
She drink water, yeah, but no kids really like drinking water, to be honest with you. You gotta, put it in a straw and make them think it's juice or pop when it's really water.
Okay. All right.
But it's also another thing too, she wasn't holding nothing down, like she couldn't hold anything down.
How long had that been going on?
Just for a few days. She really couldn't hold too much of anything in her stomach.
Unbelievable.
What day do you think that started?
I say Friday. As far as my knowledge goes, everything was Friday.
Okay, and we're talking about
Sunday.
Friday of what?
This month.
Okay, today's Sunday. How many days ago?
2
Friday.
days ago.
Okay, so like March 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you mean by she wasn't holding anything down?
And throw things up, spit up stuff, spit up. She was spitting things back up. We tried to give her.
Okay, what were you trying to give her?
And ginger ale, water, trying to get her appetite back by feeding her foods.
Okay. And what did the doctor say or the nurse on call say about?
Well, I know Sierra told me that the nurse called and just said, it could be a stomach virus or something like that. Just let her rest. Just really let her rest.
Okay.
I know Sierra tried to give her Tylenol and stuff like that.
Oh, try to give her Tylenol. Why did she have a fever?
No, she thought maybe it could just help.
When was that?
You didn't try to go some Tylenol. I think it might have been like last Thursday. Last Friday.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I wasn't around. I was around, but I wasn't around. I ended up leaving out when she said she called a 24-hour nurse. So she started telling me she wanted to give her Tylenol. I'm like, well, I think that's the best thing to do. So she kept just spitting everything back up. Kept spitting everything up. It really just got it.
Okay. So during the bath that you helped with both today and recently, what would you say that you observed Aniya to be a normal size for a 4-year-old child?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you have exposure to other young children in your life?
No, I have a nephew, which is my brother Jason's son.
Yeah. How old is Jason's son?
4.
He's 4. So you do have.
Well, yes, he's.
So not only do you have exposure to another child, but a child that's the same age as Aniya.
Mm-hmm.
What's Jason's son's name?
Jason Devon Lewis, Jaceon.
Jac.
Jaceon.
And his last name?
Lewis, Lewis.
And he's 4 years old?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And how do you get along with Jason?
Sorry. That's my nephew. I love him to death.
Do you get to spend a lot of time with him?
Whenever I decide to leave, whenever I leave my girl and I go, hey, I'm going to my brother's house for a minute. I go, my brother pick me up. I spend time with Jason.
Okay. Frequently?
I've been around him actually at least 2-3 times a week for the last couple of weeks, yes. I might have been over there one day, go over there again.
Okay. And how long have you known Jason?
His entire life,
Since his birth?
4 years.
Okay.
You feel like I think Jason thinks he lived a long life, but we look at him like he have not lived.
Yeah, he's like an infant. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you put Jason and Aniya next to each other, who's bigger?
Jason, Aniya's taller. Jason's bigger.
Okay. Do you see Jason in the summer when he's running around in shorts or tank top or whatever?
Mhm.
Okay. And what would you say that the
Kathy B says creepy. Katie says awkward. Yeah, big time. I have a problem with men giving who's not their child a bath. That's just my opinion. You know, everybody got their own opinion, but that's something that I disapprove of. If you're not my child's biological father, you will not be bathing her. I don't know. That's just I feel kind of funny with that. I don't know about anybody else. And the fact that, you know, he just made it known like, oh, not her private part, you know, because I leave it up to the mother with that. You only been with her for 6 months. You shouldn't be bathing her at all. Now, let me change it a little bit back. If it's the stepdad and they've been together for multiple years, I would say that'd be different, I guess. But you only been there for 6 months, dude. You're the same way about that, Katie? Yeah. I disapprove with that. You know, and I noticed when he got irritated, he said she was throwing up everything. That kind of got him annoyed. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all noticed that when he said she was throwing up everything or she was throwing up all the time or something like that, he said. But I noticed the tone of his voice sound like the baby was irritating him when she was sick and kept throwing up. It was just pissing him the hell off. See, he's trying to act calm and smooth here because that's the mask. You know, sometimes we talk about the mask. But baby, when you at home, know who you laying with beside you. Sorry, guys.
the condition of his body, the size of his shoulders, arms, legs, looks like compared to Aniya's?
Really the same, to be honest. So we always felt as though Aniya was a little bit taller, Jason was a little bit heavier. I even told that to my girl when I got home. I said, "Baby, I picked up Jason. Little dude is heavy."
Mm-hmm. Heavier than Aniya?
Yeah, both of them are heavy, yes, but he's heavier than Aniya, yes.
Okay.
He's a boy. Jesus.
You're
I tried to do the uncle thing and pick him up, but I mean, God, you're heavy.
Is Jason potty trained?
Yes.
He is? Okay. What about Aniya?
Yes.
lies.
And when did Aniya complete potty training?
Sarah told me she's been potty trained for years now.
Oh, so she was potty trained before you were in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why she was wearing the pull-up type underpants
Because
today?
she's just been having accidents. So instead of trying to clean up, what's that called? Drawers, underclothes.
Mm-hmm.
We just like, when you put a pull up on her when she's laying down, you just put one on her for right now.
Okay. Would she have like accidents where she peed or accidents where she pooped or both?
Both.
Both. And when did that start?
Really, a few days back.
Did you guys always have pull-ups in the house?
When they go get some, because sorry for y'all, I'm so sorry for that. When they go get some, because we she's having accidents, and it's like it's not really common to her or myself.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the initiative. Let's go buy her some pull-ups.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and let's just, get out of this, get her out of this, whatever's going on with her, let's get her out of this now.
Okay, and did I misunderstand you? I asked you, did you always have pull-ups in the house? I thought you said yes.
Like, as of recently, yes, pull up.
Okay, how many days?
About 3 days, 4 days now.
Before that, did you keep pull-ups in the house or buy them?
She did. She went to the daycare. She'd keep some pull-ups just because she said, every now and then she wouldn't have accidents, so she kept some pull-ups in the house.
So you bought them recently, but you've had them in the past.
Mm-hmm. We have
Is that
some
what you're saying?
Yes, we have some pull-ups in the past, yes.
Okay. I'm concerned because the way Aniya looks today, I feel like if I put Aniya and Jason next to each other, you would see a healthy, robust, normal weight child, and Aniya who looks to be severely underweight. What do you think about that?
We feel like she's been throwing things up and having like bowel movement problems. So we think it could just be a loss of weight. We don't know why. We try feeding her. We try to keep on feeding her.
Yeah.
So we don't understand why she's started looking like that.
Okay. When did she start looking like that?
Within the last few days. In the last few days. It started like a little bit before then, but she was still eating.
It started before then. So the last few days.
Her body's been looking really bad.
But before her body's been looking really bad the last few days.
Yes.
Okay. And when did you first notice the body started looking really bad?
For myself, it was, I'm going to say Friday. Because
we've got the last few days covered. I'm talking about when you used to be able to put JCN and Aniya next to each other and see two healthy children. When did that start changing? When did Aniya start looking to be sick or small or whatever?
I mean, she felt like she was losing a little bit of weight because she wasn't trying to eat as much before, but...
When are we talking about?
I really don't know. I never really seen her, Aniya, body like that, except whenever I help watch her, but as far as I'm concerned, she was always looking healthy to me, so I couldn't even say that.
Okay.
I just know, from Friday to today, how her body's, kind of changed, was what started worrying us.
Okay. So you said that there was a time period where she wasn't eating as good and she started to lose weight. And what it's March now, or are we going back? How far back are we going?
We're not going too far back at all. I'm only looking at the last few days where her body started acting like this when she didn't want to eat after the whole relationship.
Sure. I understand that. The last few days probably pretty bad. But when did Sierra or you first start noticing a trend of weight loss in Aniya? Like you said she wasn't eating as well. We're talking about beyond a few days ago. It's March right now.
Oh, she was perfectly fine. She was perfectly fine.
Okay, but you said that Sierra or you had noticed some weight loss and that she wasn't eating well. And you were talking about a time period before the last few days. Which time period were you talking about?
Yesterday when she wasn't eating too well and all that. I was referring about yesterday.
You were referring about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, she's not trying to eat. She's not trying to really eat nothing right now. She wasn't trying to drink anything. She didn't want to hold anything down.
Okay. All right. Do you understand why I keep asking you? Why?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because you want to make sure what's going on is what's going on with Aniya and everything. You want to make sure she's okay. You want to make sure she's in the proper care.
Okay. She's not okay. She's not okay.
She's not.
She's not okay. No. I mean, there's signs that more than just the last few days there's something going on with her. Okay. And I understand that you're scared. Are you scared right now?
I just want to make sure everything's good with her, my wife, myself. I do want to make sure everything's perfectly fine. We keep her fed, you know what I mean?
Sure.
We keep her bathed.
Mm-hmm.
Little weight loss, we think that we automatically, in our eyes, that's, Jason loses weight. He's a kid. He gains weight and loses weight as well. So it's not really a big issue. I didn't really think much of a big issue as well. Of her, losing a little weight, except Saturday when I noticed we're in mirror talking, we're looking like she's not looking like herself. She's not feeling like herself.
Okay. And if I go get video from Red Lobster, I will see her on there. Will I see Aniya in the restaurant behaving normally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll go get that video, right? So if you want to tell me something now that is that I'm gonna see that you haven't told me already, this is the time to do it.
No, ma'am.
Okay, she's feeding herself.
Yes.
Jason was there or no?
Yes.
Jason was at the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who ate more, Jason or Aniya?
I can't tell you that. I was paying attention to who ate more.
Okay. What did he eat, Jason?
I don't know. And by now, okay, what is going on with Aniya?
Well, I mean, you knew she was in pretty serious condition when you called us, right?
Yes.
What were you thinking was going on with her when you called us?
Just the breathing.
What about the breathing?
Just like how slow she was breathing. It was like you see like how slow she was breathing. She was breathing, but how slow it was going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same way. Katie said facts and don't involve children right away. Give it because allowing them around your child. I agree with you, Katie. When you're in a relationship, you got to not only get to know me, but you got to get to know my child. And I'm definitely not going to have you give my child a bath if we just met. Like, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? That's just not going to work. You got to definitely get to know my child, and you're going to be around my child if you're going to be around me. So that means all eyes is on your behind. If you're new and you're just coming in, welcome. We are going over the part 2 of the interrogation of a beautiful 4-year-old little girl, Aniya, who was pronounced deceased in the hands of her mother, Sierra, and her boyfriend. We did part 1 of the interrogation yesterday, and now we are doing part 2 because they are interrogating the boyfriend. So if you're just coming in, please hit thumbs up, and thank you for joining.
What time was that? Remember the 911 call?
Yeah, around 2 in the afternoon today. Like around 2 right after the bath.
Okay. So
I just went after this
you're the one that called us, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what did you tell the dispatcher first?
Yeah, she was having a hard time breathing. We know what was going on with her.
Okay.
Talking about doing CPR.
What do you mean doing CPR?
Sierra, she was on the phone with Sierra talking about doing CPR because she was having a hard time breathing. Like, she was breathing, but it was a hard time. Her eyes was open, everything was fine. Her pupils were perfectly fine and everything. So
Her eyes were open, pupils were fine?
Yes. Yes.
Um,
But the breathing was just like making us nervous, and I was just like, we need to call.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is there somewhere we can go and see tonight after this?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I just want to get a real good history of
No problem.
what was going on. And I did listen to the 911 call.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a point where, like, you switch who's talking to the dispatcher. Why did you do that?
Because Sierra was in early childhood. She knew how to handle kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so she started talking to Sierra so she can, like, okay, do this, do 35 pumps against the chest and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra was doing that.
Okay. Did you guys, before calling us, was there a time earlier in the day where her breathing was an issue? Or Aniya's breathing was an issue?
No, not that we noticed. No, we let her just sleep. We let her sleep. Let her, when she wake up, we're going to go check on her. So, no.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. And so, did you sleep at the apartment last night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And at any time today, did you leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did Sierra leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you were, and if you and Sierra didn't leave, I'm assuming Aniya didn't leave, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so all three of you were home all day.
Mhm.
And when did that start? When was the last time anybody left the apartment?
I think it was when we left. What day? I think I left for a minute Friday. She left Friday when I left for a minute. I'm
Okay.
assuming it was Friday. I went to my brother's for a minute.
Okay. And that was the last time anybody left the apartment?
Mm-hmm.
What time did you go to your brother's?
Early afternoon. No, not early afternoon. Might have been like around 5 in the afternoon.
Okay, how long did you stay there?
Just for a couple hours.
When did you get back to the apartment?
Like, it was like maybe 10.
10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Cavs was playing. I think the Cavs game was on that night. I think the Cavs game was on that Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the night.
Okay. All right, and then once you got back to the apartment Friday night around 10 p.m., did you stay? Did you sleep at the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did Aniya and Sierra both sleep at the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
And at any time yesterday, which was Saturday, did anybody leave the apartment?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, so you were together the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you witness Sierra trying to give CPR or rescue breathing to
No,
Aniya
no.
earlier today, other than when you did it when you guys called us?
That was it. We tried it before. We tried it before. She like touched her chest a little
Hold
bit.
on. So
We told the dispatcher when we called that
Okay.
we tried to make sure she was cool with her breathing and everything. And then the dispatcher said, "Well, hold on, wait a minute," and then she started helping us as well.
okay.
That's when Sierra took over the phone.
Okay. So you said you didn't witness Sierra give CPR Aniya earlier
Except
today.
for today. I'm sorry. Except for today. One other time before today, Sierra was pumping her chest a little bit, make sure she was cool. Then we called.
What time was that, do you think?
Right after we got her out the tub, right while we was calling the dispatcher, we was doing all this like simultaneously. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That's a little bit different than the timeline that Sierra says it happened.
Mhm.
Can you explain why you're
wouldn't know
telling
the
me
time.
something that's not? I mean, you just said that since Friday, no one has left the apartment. So you've spent, how many bedrooms are in the apartment?
One.
One bedroom. So small apartment.
Mhm.
It's not likely that something would be going on in the apartment that you don't know about, right? Okay. And you have not left the apartment. You've been there with Aniya and Sierra since Friday at 10 p.m. Nobody's left the apartment.
Right.
Right. Okay. So I'm just wondering why you and Sierra would have different stories and different times of the things that are going on in the apartment today with Aniya being so sick.
Well, today when we called the dispatcher, I think like around 2. That's the time I'm guessing. Well,
Okay.
that's the time I was guessing when we called.
Okay. So that doesn't answer my question. You're telling me this CPR, attempted CPR.
Now, when I say CPR, I'm talking about the pumping of the chest with the hands and all that. Yes.
Okay. So that happened when?
Today,
What time?
I'm gonna go around 2 p.m. when we was trying to do this.
Okay. All right. So what is Sierra referring to when she tells us that she tried CPR earlier in the day?
I guess you'd be referring to earlier in the day today.
Well, but she does not say that it's right around the time of the bath. She doesn't say that at all.
Well, I can really explain that. Like I said, when I was telling you about the CPR, like I said, I know it was like right when we were calling the officers and everything. She was doing the stuff with the hands and all that.
Okay. Right. So how this is personal. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but how serious is your relationship with Sierra? I mean, you love her like she was your wife. Is that
Yes.
what's going on? Do you want to have children with her?
Yes.
How far would you go to protect Sierra? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Oh no, we just like as far as protecting her. I mean, you mean protecting? You mean against what? Like, if somebody pulls out a knife or a gun.
Sure. Like,
My
would you
mom
fight
let
dragons
God.
and stop bullets?
If I was Superman, yes. Even
If
my
you
human
could,
body.
you would for Sierra? Is that right?
Yeah, I would help her out. Yes.
Um,
I only assume that because I feel like anybody who cares about somebody
It drives me crazy that he's just sitting there making little jokes about shit. When this young lady is in the when this young beautiful baby who's 4 years old is in the freaking morgue. He got some damn nerve. Katie says, facts and don't involve children right about. Oh yeah, I have read that part. If you're new and you're just coming in, welcome to Brooklyn Squad, real life drama, real life crimes. You were looking at the interrogation part 2 of Elena's 4 years old stepdaddy, boyfriend of the mother, who allegedly is charged with homicide for torturing this young, beautiful little girl who was 4 years old, threw her down the stairs, starved her, abused her, burnt her, and beat her. Yesterday we did part 1. Today we are doing part 2. This is really, I can't imagine why parents will want to be parents, number one, and do this to their own baby. If you cannot handle the responsibility of being a mother or a father, give your baby away. People give their babies to the fire station, to the police station, to their friends, families. You can always drop a child off. Why do you have to do this? Why? I just don't get that. Why? You're so hateful. You hate a child so much. What can that child have done to you at 4 years old that you would hate her so much and want to take her own life? I just don't understand that. Yes, agreed. There are no points in torturing and taking a child's life. Yes, there's 6 monsters. Kathy B said they all failed this poor baby, including relatives. Exactly. And we're going to get to that part too, because let me tell you something. Her sister, his brother, they all knew what was going on. The sister saw the baby come out the room with her mother with a bloody nose and did nothing. Did nothing. And let's not forget that CPS also still did nothing. They had reports that the father gave, reports that the daycare gave. And they still remain to keep this child in this monster's care, allegedly. They should be prosecuted too. Well, you know what I mean. Should. It's a damn shame. Ah, man, what did I do? Hold on, y'all. We was doing so good. All right, there we go.
Somebody would do that.
Physically, you would protect her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. There's other ways to protect someone, right?
Yeah, but make sure everything's good, right?
Right. Well, I'm talking about a different way. Where, like, if you knew somebody did something that wasn't right.
Oh, no.
Like,
No.
Telling a story to protect them, hoping that they won't get in trouble.
Right. No, I wouldn't do that.
That you wouldn't do that for Sierra?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Well, someone's not telling us the truth. So one of you is protecting the other. And if you want to be honest with me, this would probably be a good time before you dig yourself a deeper hole.
Yeah, Dad, I know we called the people to let the guys know about Aniya's breathing problems.
You called?
The dispatcher.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Around the time, friends, if we got the times mixed up, that's my fault. But
okay.
I'm just trying to guess the time.
The times, I'm not talking about the times. I'm talking about a totally different story of what happened today. Okay. I have other concerns as well. But I know someone is not being honest, and I'm just giving you the opportunity to tell me the truth, because that obviously is much better for you in the long run, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you want to start over?
No, ma'am. Not at all, because I couldn't make it more clear than what I already said already.
Okay.
Right now I'm worried about Aniya and I worry about Sierra right now.
Okay.
That's really my main focus.
What is your main focus?
Them being safe.
I mean, safe.
Yes, both of them.
Okay.
You know, we had a lot of things going on today as far as with this going on. I didn't expect to be here right now when we called 911 to check on our daughter.
Yeah. You called 911 to check on your daughter? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like we called because we was worried about her, so that's when we called and everything.
Okay.
And then even today I've been trying to see when can we go up there to see her.
Okay.
If you don't mind, Jen, what kind of Sierra? How does she keep the house usually?
Clean, very clean.
Very clean. Is there a reason why she's just always been that way?
Well, she believes, and she had me to believe in the same thing. You know, clean house just brings a great positive energy, a great vibe. You know, so OCD. You know, she's very clean.
Okay. All right. Was she that way with Aniya too?
Mm-hmm.
She, right, keeps her real clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does she ever get mad when things get misplaced or put out?
No.
And she never physically disciplines her?
No.
Usually just timeouts?
Timeout.
And how long do those usually last?
However long she sees fit, you know.
I don't know what that means.
It can be 10, 15 minutes.
Never longer than 10, 15 minutes.
Not from my knowledge, no.
Does she ever keep anything from Aniya?
Yeah, you know, if you're being bad, we're not gonna give you if you're being bad, you're not gonna get no juice right now. You might want some juice, you want some candy. We're not gonna give you candy at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning when you need food in your system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than that, that's it.
Okay.
I would like to know if I can ask you guys a question, what's all going on right now with us and Aniya. I would like to know what's going on now because you guys have information that I would like to know, like how is Aniya doing, you know, how Sierra's doing.
Yeah.
How are
Sierra's
they
fine.
doing?
Sierra's fine.
Is it some way we can go and see Aniya today?
Well, we've got to get some of these answers sorted out here to some of the problems we are facing with
No
the
problem.
statements not.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
well, I gave my assumption of how I seen fit of what happened today.
You said you called them your assumptions of what happened today?
Like what happened, yes, my opinion of what happened,
Okay.
yes. And then I've been asking all day how Sierra's been doing. I've been trying to figure out how Aniya's been doing. They said we had waiting on detectives to get here. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know, now I'm just like waiting to see what's going on here
So
now.
worried about Sierra.
Because we're both
Worried about Sierra. You keep mentioning Sierra first.
well, yeah, because I know we're both here now.
Okay.
But
And how long have you known Sierra? I'm saying this intimate relationship that you guys have shared.
Oh, this month?
Months, you said?
No, we've been messing around since like June, but we got together in
6
July.
months, 6, 7 months.
Mhm.
You guys have it's been a whirlwind relationship, spending all time together, right?
Mhm.
Okay. But, can you tell me anything more about the bath today that you gave
No,
or that you participated in?
no, it was just
Nothing unusual happened.
no. Just the fact that we worried about her breathing, and that was about it. So we stopped the bath and
There wasn't any like marks on her other than her eye.
right.
thing?
Right, and then this stuff right here, we believe came from the Johnson & Johnson lotion. We don't lotion, the soap.
When you said this stuff, what are you referring to?
Just you said the marks on her legs, you saying?
Yeah, the marks
Yes.
on their legs.
Yes.
How, do you guys have control over your hot water tank setting in the apartment?
No.
No control over it?
No.
How hot is it when it comes out the tap?
It can get hot, but not severely hot. From my understanding, we keep the water warm.
You don't have control over it?
No.
Okay. Have you ever felt where it was hot, like hot enough to have to pull your own hand out of the stream of water that runs out of your faucet?
Mhm.
So it gets pretty hot.
Yes.
Hot enough to burn?
Mhm.
Has the water ever been running that hot and you've hit, and during Aniya's bath?
No, not at all. No, not at all. Oh,
When did you use this Johnson's bath that you think
we've been
caused
using this
the
for a
marks on her
minute.
legs?
We've been
What do you mean by a minute?
During the baths, since we bought it. Actually, ever since we bought it.
When did you buy it?
Say about a week, 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been about a couple weeks ago. We bought this stuff. And we started saying that.
When did the marks appear on her legs?
I forgot what day Sierra told me. I wasn't doing what she said they came when they came on her, so I can't remember that because she told me about it. And I came home that day, and I came home and I seen it.
Okay, and when is this before or after Red Lobster?
Before. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was before.
And what did the injury look like at first?
Was it before Red Lobster? I don't know. I didn't see it too well. I didn't really see it at all, to be honest with you. I seen it today and I seen it before, but I didn't pay too much attention to it because it was just like maybe this came from just the.
Now we're getting to the bath water. Those marks on Aniya, the little baby's legs. So it sounds like to me that they threw this little baby in hot burning water. Is that the case here? And that's why he's trying to cover it up with some damn Johnson & Johnson allegedly? So starving, throwing her down the stairs, beating her, it wasn't enough. They had to burn this little baby. It seems so, right, my girl Katie? Because the officer, she's saying to him, like, how hot does your water get? Wow. Exactly. She had to have some burns on her legs. This is just so wrong in every, I just can't. So tortured this little baby. For what reason? And he ain't off the hook. I don't care. People say, oh, but he didn't. I was looking at the comments where I got this at. And I think I put his link down below. If I didn't, let me do that. But I think I did. But on the comments on his page, and they were saying, yeah, like he's to blame too. Because he's been with her for over 6 months and you did nothing. He did nothing to help. And I'm pretty sure that he allegedly beat this young baby too. I'm pretty sure. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Lord have mercy. When you think it's just wrong, it gets more and more and more insane. I did put his link. Okay, thank you. Because I know I did yesterday also. All right, y'all, let's get back to it. This is crazy. Thank you, Kathy Day.
The soap. But like before, it looked the same to me, honestly.
Have you ever seen marks like that on GCN?
No. They don't use Johnson & Johnson either, no.
Okay.
He doesn't use Johnson & Johnson.
So when do you think the marks first appeared on her legs?
When I first seen them, it was a few days ago. But we believe from Johnson & Johnson, I think from everything, from us using the Johnson & Johnson lotion and all that, the Johnson & Johnson soap, that it came. I don't know when exactly. But it's just been like that I know for a fact for the last couple of days. Because I looked at it today and I was like, my face was a little shocked. I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all.
But why would you have that reaction to the marks on her legs?
Because it didn't look good. It just didn't look good at all. You know, it just don't. If I see the mark on my leg, I'm gonna have the same reaction.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people with stuff in their hands, and I'm like, it doesn't look good.
Okay, so you're telling me that
He was worried about it.
who was worried about it?
Us. Well, we were worried about the eye and worried about that with the foot thing. But it was like one of those, put some cocoa butter on it, let it heal up.
Okay. You said that doesn't look good. Were you concerned that the marks came from something other than the Johnson and
No.
Johnson?
No.
You never questioned Sierra that it could have come from something else?
No, nothing else. Nothing else.
Okay. Now it looks like, what does it look like to you now, the mark on Aniya's legs?
Healing, from what I see.
Healing, what would you describe it as? Other than healing, like
Red.
red? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like to you?
Like somebody like she could have been peeling at, like a knife could have been peeling at the scratches or something. She could have been peeling at it.
Okay. What did it look like? So now you're saying it looks like Aniya may have been peeling. It looks
That's
red.
what I could assume, but like I said, we know it had to come from Johnson & Johnson, and then
And then what did it look like when you first saw it?
it's the same as it looked now.
How many days ago was that?
A couple of days ago from when I noticed it. A couple of days ago.
What did Aniya say about the way it felt?
Nothing. She didn't say anything to me about how I felt.
She didn't say anything about it since you guys have all been in the apartment together Friday?
No, she didn't say anything to me. And
Just because it looks like it would be painful. She didn't make a complaint. Say my
she
legs
didn't.
hurt.
No, she did
Nothing?
not. No.
When was the last time she complained about the legs hurting?
She never complained to me about anything.
She never complained to you? Did she complain to Sierra?
She did, yes.
She did.
I'm guessing she did, yes. Do I know what Aniya said to Sierra? No. But I'm pretty sure she complained to Sierra. She wouldn't complain to me. You're not smart to know I'm not her biological father, but
What do you think that she
said
said
I
to
couldn't tell you that. 'Cause
Sierra
I
about the
wouldn't know.
legs hurting?
I don't know.
How do you know that she did complain to Sierra about
I'm
her
just automatically assuming. I'm just really trying to assume here that she complained about it because of how it looks, but she never said anything about it hurting or anything.
Was it ever bandaged or anything? Did you do any first aid for it?
No, we talked about cocoa butter and there, the cocoa butter
She
for it.
just
Other than
left
that,
it.
yeah, let it let it air out and heal up. Let it just air out, let it heal.
Who applied the cocoa butter?
Sierra.
Did you guys apply cocoa butter?
She told me she wanted to get some cocoa butter and use it. I told her okay. So if she did put it on, I wasn't around. You know what I mean? If she did put it on, I was not around at all to see her put it on her.
Okay.
We definitely did talk about the cocoa butter, but other than that, we talked about let it air out, let it just heal on its own naturally. When you use the cocoa butter, we're gonna get the cocoa butter for her to use it.
So first you said Sierra applied the cocoa butter.
Right, I know that, right. But she did use it. I didn't see her use none. But we definitely talked about her using some.
You talked about her using
Yes.
it. Okay.
Like you have
All
to use
right.
some.
But you don't know if any was actually applied to the child.
Exactly. This is very uncomfortable here, but
Yeah, I know.
this is very.
I can loosen
I know.
No, there's none.
The call that you said Sierra made to the 24-hour nurse,
Yes.
what day was that?
What was that? I'm thinking she called between last Friday.
Oh, last Friday?
Yes,
She
past
didn't
Friday,
call?
2 days ago.
She didn't call Friday, this past Friday?
That's why I said last Friday. Sunday, so I would say last Friday being 2
These
days
are very
ago.
loose.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna lock them in place
No
so
problem.
they won't tighten up on you. They're very loose, so if they feel like they're uncomfortable, it's just because you need to reposition your wrist, okay? It just means that you've put your wrist in a position that's uncomfortable.
Okay, no problem.
I'm gonna loosen this one as well, so it's loose like the other one, okay?
Thank you.
And I will lock it. Okay,
Okay.
see, I can fit several fingers in there.
Yes.
Okay,
Good.
so I know they're loose enough and just,
Thank you.
okay. Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. Other than that, guys, I really don't know right now. My main focus is, we're still here in Aniya's at the hospital. We feel for her safety.
Sure.
This is all too much, too new to both of us. We're great people. I mean, we really are. I was brought up in the church. She was brought up in the church. I was raised by my grandparents. Me no haunting. You know what I mean? To nobody.
And you don't. I mean, like you don't have a criminal history of violence.
Nothing.
I do notice you have quite a few scars on your face. Did you get in a lot of fights as a kid, or what?
I got picked on.
Did you get picked on?
I got picked on. Yes. I got messed with when I was in high school because I was quiet. I stayed to myself. I got bullied when I was in school.
It's too bad.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. You know, I realized I could fight. You know, I wasn't the best fighter, but I realized I can stick up for myself. But I get judged by the scratches on my face. And
Cocoa Butter Hills wounds and not cause them. I know that's right, Kathy B. Exactly. You know, he's trying any and every excuse, but this detective is smart. She ain't no dummy. And like she told him, listen, it's just not adding up. I'm giving you a chance to just be honest and tell me the truth. Because you're not going home today, buddy. You are charged. And you notice how he asked about his girlfriend. He barely asked about the little girl because he already knows that the little girl was deceased probably a few days ago. I believe that little girl was deceased in that house for a while. And they know what a deceased body starts to smell. So they just said, you know what, we got to get rid of this body, allegedly, because if we tell my parents, if we go out there and bury her somewhere, it's going to look suspicious because she's always around her family, I guess, and they're going to want to know where's Aniya at. So they came up with another plan. I mean, this is just insane. Trying to whittle their way out, but it's too late. Exactly. If you're just coming in and you're new, welcome to Brooklyn Squad, Real Life Drama, Real Life Crimes. We are doing the case of 4-year-old Aniya Davis. Excuse me for pronouncing her name wrong. But yesterday, we watched the interview of the mother. Today, we are watching the interview of the boyfriend, who were both charged with her death. It's a really sad case. I'm going to keep saying it because it's so true. And it's very heartbreaking. This is just, I just can't fathom why they would do this. I could say some other words on here, but because I'm monetized now on YouTube guidelines, I am going to not say that. But I will say it on my damn website when I finish with it. But I want to say thank you all for joining and being patient to just listen to this animal with his excuses. Let's get back into it.
Judged by who?
Anybody and everybody who meets me.
What do they say?
This is automatically me just speaking out to you guys. People judge me. I don't know you guys, but you guys can judge me. You know what I mean? People judge people. I look like how I look right now with scratches on my face. If I explain to you where the scratches came from, it didn't come from no gangs. I was not part of no type of gang.
I didn't think you were in a gang.
I know. But
the second you sat there and we started talking to you, I never thought that.
But I have scratches on my face.
Hey, Stefan.
I got them throughout the years. I got this one right here. I had been 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
I ran into the stove. Playing tag with my brother.
Okay.
I ran into the stove.
Okay.
Thank you, love.
This one, somebody tried to rob me for a car. Somebody tried to rob my car and throw a pole in the car.
And that's what the scar is that's next to your nose there that you're pointing to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They tried to rob your car and you fought with them?
Got away.
You got away.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you get the injury?
They threw a pole in the car, in the glass.
They threw a pole in the car?
It was like a little, yes, they threw a pole.
And what hit you in the face?
The pole.
The pole hit you in the face? I didn't know, broken glass or whatever.
I mean, it's where I work in there, waste management, and yeah, it wasn't a broken glass.
When was that?
Waste
I'm
management.
26 now. This I was like 22, 23 maybe.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say 22.
Okay. All right.
My grandma always told me you need to put something on your face, but yeah.
About what?
Like she always told me like put cocoa butter and put stuff on your face to like let it heal up.
Oh. Okay.
Might never listen.
Seems to have healed okay. And you have a scar in your eyebrow. What's that one from?
This one right here.
You're pointing the one on your eyelid. How did you get that one on your eyelid?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. We're going to explain that one. What's the other one you was talking about?
The one, there's a scar right in the middle of your eyebrow.
I think that came from the same accident. I don't know where that came from. Is one on this side? I don't know. I know about the one right here. Not the car accident.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are any of these scars on your face from fights besides the one where somebody tried to rob you in your car?
Yes.
They are from fights?
This one.
What happened there?
I fought my brother.
Your own Jason?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It was immature.
How old were you when that happened?
About 22 maybe? 20.
It was a rough year for you, huh?
Yeah, now mind you, I might have had the years mixed up between it both, but I could have been, you know what, I'm mistaken. I could have been like 19 or 20 when I got the two from my brother. Could have been like 19 or 20. I could have been 21 when I got
What were you guys fighting about that you went to visit?
It was petty. It was really petty of us.
What was it?
I was irritated. We had to help my auntie move, and I didn't feel like really help my auntie move at the time. I couldn't tell my auntie I didn't feel like helping her move. I just had to just do it.
Okay. So that you guys were fighting about helping your auntie move?
No, we got to fight because we've been immature. He threw something at my face.
Okay.
But it was as soft as tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hit him. And he hit me back. And then I was trying to apologize. Well, I felt bad about it. And I tried to apologize to my brother about it. And then he was really trying to listen to me at that point. He was pretty pissed off. So our relationship been great ever since. When I say our relationship has been great, after that one last incident with me and my brother, our relationship, because we were brothers, we got into it when we were younger all the time. But that last incident, me and my brother's relationship was perfectly fine and healthy. But sorry, I'm getting off subject here.
That's okay.
I'm trying to figure out what's about to happen right now.
Yeah. Well, so am I.
What's going to happen right now?
I just still have some unanswered questions about how Aniya looks today.
I can tell she's not looking good,
Yeah.
By how I can tell she's not looking good, but we try to keep feeding her. We try to make sure she has water, try to make sure she has, try to give her a little bit of juice, a little bit of pop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But we try to feed her,
And you're saying try, like you keep saying try.
We feed her.
She picky or what?
She's been picky for a couple of days, and I keep telling her a couple of days because we try to give her some breakfast sausages. She was eating breakfast sausages real slow, but she didn't do it just to be like, because she didn't want to eat it.
When was this?
We were getting breakfast sausages. Was this Friday? Try to give her some breakfast sausages, and she was eating the breakfast sausages. She's eating slow. And this is right there,
What time of day were you giving her the breakfast sausages?
It's might have been like, I don't know. I'm talking maybe 2 in the afternoon, maybe like 2-ish. Give her some water. Like 2 in the afternoon, maybe a little bit later on than that.
How does she do with the water and the?
She'll drink the water. She's eating the food, feeding herself, eating the sausage. She just wanted to eat slow. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Sierra even told you about the breakfast sausages thing, but we try to give her, just the fact that she was just not being herself, eating her food, because Aniya can eat fast.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows how to eat too. And yeah.
When's the last time she was at daycare routinely where she was getting her meals at the daycare?
Yeah, since the daycare. I've been there with them. I've been watching Aniya sometimes. Sierra really just try to feed her. Sierra was feeding her at the daycare when they was going there. Last week when they was going to daycare?
You said you've been watching Aniya lately, so she hasn't been to the daycare lately?
Right. She went to daycare, but a couple times I would watch her. I'll stay at home and watch her, especially when it was my job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I'll stay here and watch her.
Okay.
Now, how am I with Aniya? I'm the same way. I believe in watching cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in watching cartoons and having a good time. I like to just, that's really it.
And when was the last time she was at daycare?
I know Sierra was at work a few days. I know Sierra was at work. Aniya went to daycare. The person who knows this. we felt like she was acting up. We like, we're not gonna send her daycare right now. Let her just eat better. So she's at daycare. What was that?
Damn shame.
Maybe like a week ago, a couple weeks ago.
What was she doing to act up?
Nothing. She's being a kid. Just. Everything was fine with her. And so all this stuff started going on, and we just couldn't put it. We didn't understand why. As far as when she was at daycare, I really couldn't say. Jesus, do guys believe in heat?
You all right?
I'm a little cold, but I was in the cell. That's why I had to cover the guy. When the guy came and got me, I got to cover it. That was my first time being in the cell before.
Yeah.
First time I don't believe in jail.
You don't believe in jail?
No, no sir, no ma'am.
Hey, Evelyn. He can't even keep up with his own stories exactly. Okay, he just all messed up. Why breakfast sausages at 2 in the afternoon or a little later? You know what this? Y'all heard what this fool just said? He don't believe in jail. What? I mean, I get if you innocent. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people are innocent and they go to jail or or it's not even worth going to prison for. But you mean to tell me that you don't believe in people that is abused like you, killing out here allegedly, robbing people, doing all this crazy things? They shouldn't go to jail. Well, where should they go? To paradise? Well, he better start believing in jail because that's where he will be. I know that's right. Okay, Evelyn, tell him don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Because you going to jail, dude. He should go worse to the freaking electric chair, but that would be just too easy for his behind. You know what I'm saying? Let him suffer just like they let that little baby who's 4 years old suffer. Exactly. The electric chair would be just too easy for him. He just rumbling on. I can't believe shaking my. Yeah, he just rumbling on. Hey, Bobby, I'm alive. He is just rumbling on. Let's get into it, y'all. It's almost done.
Okay. So what was the reasoning behind rather keeping her home from daycare over Aniya having acted up?
Well, sometimes we kept her home just because it was, let her, because she had other kids to worry about. Like, I'll stay home and watch her at daycare. I'm sorry, she had other kids to worry about at daycare.
Oh, okay.
So she go to daycare with Sierra all the time. She always goes to daycare. There's a couple of times I say, hey, yeah, I'll stay home and watch her real quick. I'll stay home and watch her. Let her just not go to daycare. Just stay home and watch her. Daycare is not school. So, I'll be like, let's stay home. I'm not even asking her, let her stay home. But then that she always went with Sierra to daycare. They every day, every single day, I always went to daycare. As far as when it stopped and all that, I don't know.
But when's the last time you remember going to daycare?
Didn't we go up there like last week for a minute?
I don't know.
I know you don't know, sir. This is all about me. Yeah. Everybody else should be comfortable here. He asked me a question about
Yeah,
something about going
when
to
was the
daycare,
last time?
and I know like a week, but I know like they went like last week. Sometime they went last week.
I don't remember what day of the week it was.
No, they left. They left to go to daycare. I was at the house.
Remember what you did?
Watch basketball.
Watch basketball game.
No, I watch highlights. Highlights of basketball games. I'll be watching First Take. That's with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. I watched them on ESPN.
So it wasn't a specific game that you could.
No, not that. We're not a Pacific game. That was the basketball. That was basketball highlights and analysis during daytime when they talk about sports and stuff like that.
Trying to think of who the Cavs played last week.
I do know. I do. Clippers. They lost. They won. I don't know.
So you told Sergeant Morowski that last week sometime.
If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Now, how many hours a week does Sierra work at the daycare?
Part time.
How many hours a week does she work?
It could be like 30 hours.
He know
How
that.
many hours does she work in a shift?
Like 4 hours, 5 hours. Sometimes it's different. It switched up whenever our boss. Some of her hours were set, but sometimes it switched up because our boss wanted to switch up to try to save himself money and try to.
So for those 4 to 5 hour shifts that Sierra would work, how many hours would she have Aniya with her?
The whole time. Yes.
And when was the last time that Sierra took Aniya for the whole shift?
I said like last week sometime they went the entire day.
Okay. You told us that was last week.
Sometime, yes.
Okay. You said earlier when we were talking that you had kept Aniya home from daycare for a couple of weeks because she
I
was
said a couple
acting
times.
up.
I'm talking about a couple times I did watch her. Now I'm not talking about last week. I'm talking about just previously before then. She stayed home with me before. Yes, she has stayed home with me as well. We're talking about specifically last week. I was just talking about in general where I watched Aniya. Just by choice. Like I told him before, it's only daycare, I watch her stay home with me for the day, just have some bonding time, let her get to know who I am as a person.
Okay. So you're alone with her in the apartment for some of the shifts where Sierra's working?
Yeah, it was a couple times, yes.
A couple times?
Yes.
Okay. How many times recently?
Recently, like none. When we stayed at Harbor Crest, I watched maybe like twice. Maybe like twice. And this was at Harbor Crest, not the new apartment. I watched it like twice. Is this somewhere I can see Sierra as well today? After this is done?
We're still working on stuff.
I
Don't
understand.
worry. We're making sure Sierra is safe. She is safe.
I know she's stayed with you guys. I know.
Mhm.
I haven't seen her.
So
Talk to her.
you just told me that
I watched it tonight a couple times, yes.
okay. Okay. You told me you've been watching Aniya lately. Okay. She wasn't in daycare lately.
I'm sorry if I said lately. I meant a couple times she didn't go to daycare.
It's typical with investigations like this to ask for anyone who we are holding or charging for a DNA specimen, and we do that by collecting your saliva. Is it something that you would consent to?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to read this form to you, okay? And this would obviously be your name, so I'm going to go ahead and write it in there, okay? Deonte. I, Deonte Lewis, having been advised of my constitutional rights not to have a specimen of my blood here, saliva. I'm going to circle saliva because that's the way that we would get the specimen
Mhm.
taken without a judicial order, and of the fact that I have a right to refuse to consent to providing a specimen of my saliva, do hereby authorize, and it would be myself, Detective Krozak, and my boss here, Sergeant Morowski, to obtain such specimens as they deem necessary for purposes of their investigation. This written permission is being given by me to the above-named officers voluntarily, without any promises or threats being made to me, and no pressure or coercion having been made against me. Do you understand what I've just read to you?
Basically, yes, you guys like to take the saliva from my sample of my DNA.
You got it, exactly. And you give us permission to do that?
Yes, I would ask why. I don't have no problem with it. I would ask the general question of why.
Okay,
You know,
All right.
and
Yeah.
I would ask why.
okay. So,
I don't mind signing. I just would ask why.
right, okay, and I totally respect that. Okay. So the condition of Aniya,
Mm-hmm.
okay. What condition do you think she's in right now?
I pray, and I know she's okay. That's why I'm praying. That's why I'm betting it out.
We're concerned about the marking on her feet and the
Oh.
damage to her eye. We just want to make sure that you aren't responsible for.
That,
Yeah.
my own DNA and all that. No, I wasn't. No.
Yeah, that's so that we can eliminate that, so we know what
Okay.
it is.
That's,
Okay.
yeah, no problem.
Fair enough?
Alright.
Do you have-
Sign-
Yes, Evan, and this is really sad. Did he just say the marking on her feet? What? This baby had bruises on her feet too? And y'all know allegedly she had a stroke. That's why she couldn't walk. And they said, oh, we thought she was playing when she couldn't walk. We thought she was lying. That baby had a stroke. It got so bad that little baby oh my God. And now they saying markers on her feet. What the hell was they doing? They was torturing her so bad she couldn't walk. Yo, this is crazy. This shit don't make no sense. He did say that, right, y'all? I know I'm not tripping. Because I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, did he just say her feet? You know what's crazy is because I seen the interview of him, right? And that's when I was like, yo, I usually don't watch stuff without you guys, but I'm new to this case. And I wanted to check the interview out a little bit, and then I say, you know what? I'm going to have to watch it with them. But it's crazy how you can watch stuff and when you rewatch it, you'll pick up something that you probably missed before. Because I did not hear him say, I didn't realize he said that before. So that's one thing about rewatching things. You'll always pick up something. Like I'm watching Power again. I watched Whitworth again, and I'm picking up things like, damn, I didn't see this already. I can't believe that I didn't realize this before. Yeah. Oh, God, I just can't. Right? You know what I'm saying, Kathy? Yeah. Yeah, this case is just heartbroken. I mean, the stuff they did to her, unnecessary for real. But I also want to do another live when we done with this. I want to do a live about the father and of course the trial and everything. But let's continue with this, and then then I'll tell you what I found yesterday. All right.
I'm here.
Do you have the?
And it's Metro PCS?
That's what I'm with. That's the carrier. Yes.
Okay. Now, most people have a lock pattern or a pin. Do you have one as well on your
Yes, I
phone?
do.
Is it numbers?
Both my fingerprint and numbers.
Okay.
And nobody answered that. I can't access that phone without me.
Okay. All right. Now, are you willing to provide us with the pin for unlocking the phone? Is it a series of numbers?
It is numbers.
Okay.
I can unlock the phone for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So We have the phone, okay.
If you need me to do it to make sure everything's good.
Right. Well, no, we would need you to provide the PIN code. What kind of phone is it?
It's not an Android, and I know it's not an iPhone.
It's not an iPhone, so
no, it's not an
it's
iPhone.
a cell phone. Do you know what brand it is?
No, I don't.
What color is it?
Black. Do I know what kind of phone it is? It sounds stupid. No,
But it's not an iPhone.
no, not an iPhone. No. Who needs iPhones nowadays?
Okay. So are you willing to write down the PIN that you used to unlock the phone?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure you write that down.
Consent form to do that is.
Well, you're not signing consent
I
yet.
don't want to my pictures. You know what I mean?
Right. So we would only be looking for evidence related to the investigation that we're dealing with here. Okay. Now, if you have pictures of like kitty porn or something on there, that could be a problem.
No.
Do you have
no.
pictures like that on there?
No, not kitty type porn. No, not at all. Just.
Okay. All right. So you're not worried about us finding anything.
No, I wouldn't mind going through the pictures with you guys, but I would be there when you guys go through the pictures.
Okay. All right. So in order to look in your phone, we would need the PIN code. Are you willing to write it down for us? You're not signing that you're giving us consent to search the phone yet. We'll get to that. Is there a significance to the number that you wrote down?
In that order.
Oh, right. But I mean, is there a significance? Like, are those birthdays or anything like that?
No.
So it's just 1409?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like an old address or anything?
My parents' home phone number backwards.
Oh, okay.
The last four numbers of my parents' home phone backwards.
So there's a
Okay.
reason. So it's.
Do they say so you can remember it? Because otherwise we'll forget. Is there do they still have the house phone, your parents?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, you know what? I can't say they do. They have this. Do they still have that number? Yes, they do. But everyone uses cell phones nowadays.
Okay.
You know, house phones are kind of becoming obsolete.
I haven't had a house phone in 6 years.
We had a house phone, but if you went to my parents' house right now, you wouldn't find one. But we still have that same number.
Old timers love them.
Yeah,
They don't like change.
they don't. I have the same number forever. I had the same cell phone number since I first got a phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna read this form with you, and then you can tell us whether or not you're giving us consent to search the phone. Okay.
I just want to be there when you guys go through the pictures.
Okay. That's not how it's gonna work.
Okay.
So if you are not wanting us to look at the phone without you there, we would have to go forward with the search warrant and go beyond your consent.
Okay.
Are you not willing to sign consent?
I don't mind signing.
Okay, well, let me read this form to you before you sign, okay? Because I don't want you to say later that you didn't understand it, okay?
No problem.
So this is our voluntary consent to search, meaning you voluntarily give us consent, okay? And it reads like this. I, Deonte Lewis, having been advised of my right not to consent to a search of my cellular phone without a warrant, and of my right to refuse to consent to such a search, do hereby authorize Euclid police, detectives, agents, investigators, and or any assisting agency or agent in the duties of conducting a search of my property, namely your cell phone, which is black and not an iPhone, of which the assigned phone number is 216-337-5378, carrier of Metro PCS, the PIN unlock pattern of 1409.
Mm-hmm.
The investigation is into child endangering, and we're looking to obtain any evidence of child endangering.
Yes.
The aforementioned officers' agents are authorized to seize digital data, evidence, information, files from the cellular phones and or storage devices that they deem necessary. I understand that the data recovered during this search is subject to your use during court proceedings. Do you understand what I've read?
Yes, I do.
So are you willing to consent to us searching the phone?
Yes.
And you understand we won't allow you to be there while we look through the evidence on the phone? Do you understand that?
You being a woman, I will consent for you to look through the phone.
Okay.
Not no males. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
And why is that?
Because my woman's in my phone.
Oh, like
Yeah,
nudes of.
my woman's in my
Okay.
phone.
All right. I understand that. Okay.
That's the
fair.
only thing I was thinking about.
I understand. Right. So So you'll sign here and then put the date and time that you're giving consent down below.
Hey y'all. I'm not gonna front. When I heard him say that he had a problem with them looking into his phone, my mind started going elsewhere. I thought that allegedly he might have had pictures of that little girl that was inappropriate. I was like, oh my God, not only did you torture and do all this other stuff and let it happen, but you also is involved with that too. But then when he was like, no, I got pictures of my woman inappropriate in my phone. So I was like, But if there is anything with that little girl in his phone, I'm sure it's going to come out on the trial. You thought that too, Katie? I did too. Because he was real hesitant about them looking into his phone. Instead of just be like, yo, you want to look at my phone? Go ahead. Here's the pen. Here's this and that. Boom, 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 boom. Exactly, Kathy B. Exactly. He was bathing her also, so who knows? Exactly. Yup. And I'm wondering if this even came out in trial, if there was sexual abuse allegedly there. You know what I mean? But we will see. Let's continue. Because we definitely gonna see that trial. I'm thinking about ending this, doing what I gotta do in my house for my husband, and then coming back on live and starting the trial. You know what I mean? And there's another case that I want to get into also, which is weird, which is so weird and just a mysterious case. But I want to finish with this one. I don't want to jump all over the place. We started with this, you know what I mean? I'm trying to learn how to focus on one case when it comes to this. I'm learning, you know? So let's get back into it.
You can stand if you need to.
Thank you.
It's not her fault. She accepts your faults, and
yeah, but it's not nothing endangering with a child if you guys are really trying to go with this, sir. You know what I mean? Like,
well, not really not.
And she's it's not that I would accept her wrong. So if she's wrong about something, I voice my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wrong about something, she voices her opinion on it. You know, I don't like you know. Like I said, I don't like hearing that song or something. She's gonna play it anyway, but if I don't like something, I'll be like, yeah, I don't like it. Do I like her or love her? Yes. I don't know.
Make that judgment of love after 6 months.
I try to be as smart as I can with it. Do I believe it can go somewhere in life with me and her? Yes, I do. Why did I automatically start to? I ain't just 2 weeks in fall in love. You know what I mean? I ain't even a month. I ain't even 2 months. It was just us being together. And her daughter too. The daughter made everything. Right. The daughter's smart. Aniya is very, very smart. You know, it was a great.
Smart in what ways?
Smart. Oh, she's smart. Head of her class.
Can she read? Can she?
She can read. She can read. Kind of numbers. You can tell her something, she can remember it. You know, she knows how to feed herself. She knows how to stay clean.
Mm-hmm.
She
knows.
Seems
to be a thing. Let's stay clean.
Yes.
Knows how to stay clean. It seems to be a thing this year, right?
Yes.
In real OCD, she likes things clean and orderly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which it's funny because I told my grandma about that. I told my grandma, I was like, Mom, she's very clean. My grandma was like, oh, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love that. And I do. Because am I a clean person? I mean, I'm a guy. You know, I have a lot of faults. You know, I don't be as clean, but my grandmother knows. When I told my grandma about her being clean, she was like, okay, you're gonna like that. I know you love that. I don't know why. If you're clean, it's a great feel. It's a great thing. It keeps positive energy.
You're absolutely right.
Plays gospel music in the house. Play gospel music.
You spoke about religion before. You were raised, what was it, Baptist?
Yes, Baptist.
Do you practice? Do you still go to church?
Yes, I've been to church. I haven't been to church in a couple of weeks, but I've been to church this year. I went to church last year, and then before then, I had a period where I stopped going. I was raised. Listen, I was going to church from. It's not no excuse because it is God, and I love God. I love him a lot. It was just I had my period when I went to church
Yeah,
from
God.
10 years old to 16 years old, 17 years old, straight. Every Sunday, we had Bible study Wednesdays. I had Panama praise practice Saturdays and choir rehearsal Saturdays. Sundays, then mind you, that was Wednesday and Saturday. Mind you, Sunday we had 8 o'clock service. But if I don't go to 8 o'clock service, I had to go to Sunday school. Sunday school 11 o'clock service. And she was brought up in church all her life.
Who's she?
Let's see her.
Sierra?
Yes, I'm sorry. So she's brought up in church all her life. You know, but family, we believe in church. Not even just really just church. It's just
That's a good thing. Church is a great thing.
yeah. And because I know you guys have a lot of things.
You don't specifically believe a certain thing. It gives discipline.
Mm-hmm.
It gives values. It gives morals.
Yes, sir.
You know, you
Yes,
got
sir.
sacraments and life beyond this. You know what I mean? It kind of always gives you hope.
When I was in that cell, very first time ever even being in
Tonight?
Yes.
First time you
Ever been in the cell. Yes. I'd never been in handcuffs before. I'm just saying, I prayed, then I went to sleep.
Yeah. When she comes back, we'll wrap this up.
I would love at the end of all this to be able to go and see Aniya. Me and her. Go see her, be with her. No matter what else you guys have to do, I would love for us.
Can I chat with you for a second? Can I bring him right back for you?
Yeah,
No problem.
It'll be the bathroom anyways.
Okay.
I can't go in front of people, so I.
Well.
Okay.
I got some news, Phil.
He's rambling. Let's see. Katie said, Evelyn said he's worried about the wrong stuff. He sure the hell is. Kathy B, his rumbling is terrible, cringy. Evelyn, yes, he's praying not to go to jail. Is that a joke with him? Ain't that something? He's praying not to go to jail. Baby, you going to prison big time, you freaking homicidal, allegedly murderer, you bastard. Yeah. No, it's okay, babe. He's definitely going to prison. He's definitely going to prison. They let that 4 years old suffer, burnt her, threw her in hot water, starved her, beat her, him and the little girl's mother, and she's 4 years old and she is dead.
And that's it.
Yep. We're looking at the interrogation.
Wow.
Hubby just came home. We just got the shower, y'all.
That's fucked up, man. I hate people like that, man.
It's a shame. This is a really difficult, sad case. And he just rumbling on and trying to make jokes of everything and stuff. Baby, you going to prison. Fuck the electric chair. The electric chair. They said, hey, Dave.
Hello, I'm tired. Came from work.
He said, hey. But let's finish.
It's like 100 degrees outside.
All right, so let's finish getting into this, y'all. So this, I think she's about to tell him that the little girl is deceased. But let's see.
I was out of the room.
Shut the timer off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know which one's yours.
Deonte?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Deonte. We just got some news.
Yes,
We
sir.
got some news. What's it? Aniya?
Naya.
Aniya didn't make it.
Huh?
Aniya didn't make it. Okay. That's why we're going through all of this. That's why we're asking you all these questions. We want to get to the truth and we want to find out for that little baby what happened. Okay? So if you're in religion and you believe in all this and you're the great guy that you've been telling me you are, tell me what happened to this young baby.
Nothing.
Okay? No. Something happened to her.
Yes.
Okay, she's emaciated. She looks like she hasn't eaten for a while.
She's
got bruises that you can't really explain. Okay, she's got a black eye. You need to explain to this
Yes, the black
and
eye.
tell me what happened.
Yes, we know she fell off the toilet to the tub for the black eye. Yes, that's what happened with that. The bruise on the leg, we believe it came from the baby Johnson soap.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, kids don't die from that.
I know that, but that's as far as I can explain it.
Kids don't die from that. Okay? You want to get this off your chest? You want to clear yourself? You're a young man. You're 25 years old. You want to tell me what happened?
Yes.
Are you going to protect this girl that you've known for 6 months? Are you going to risk your entire life for this girl that you've known 6 months, your first girlfriend?
Because everything is accurate. Everything is right.
It's not accurate. A young 4-year-old doesn't die from that. Okay?
Can we just see how or what the cause of that was? Because it's not from nothing that I've done, nothing she's done, because we haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about protecting her. It's about the truth.
I think it is about protecting her.
It's about the truth, sir.
I think it is about protecting her. Okay? Because every time we've mentioned anything about Aniya or Sierra, you always mention Sierra first. You always want to know how Sierra is.
Because we were here together. We felt she was.
And you want to be in the same room with Sierra.
We wanted to make sure she was cool. I wanted to make sure everything was fine.
Are you telling me right now you want to risk the rest of your life? By not telling me what happened?
I'm telling you.
This is the absolute truth. This is exactly what she's gonna tell us.
Yes. Nobody harmed this little child. This God-given, no one dead. No one harmed her. No one, not I, not Sierra. I'm sorry for yelling. No one harmed this little child. No one. We been here to take care of her. Been here, always took care of her. No one's done anything to harm her. When you check the forensics or when you check the DNA and all that stuff, no one's done anything to harm this little girl. There's no type of anything in her system. Nothing. It's not about me protecting her. It's about what's right, and I know what's right. If I'm telling you the truth, I will sit here as a man, as a black man, and tell you the truth about what happened. That's it.
Get it off your chest. Tell me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. That's exactly what happened. How?
So you're telling me that night that
I don't know.
you're telling me this afternoon at 2:00 you gave her a bath, and she was
breathing.
She was alive. She was a little lethargic, but she was alive and everything like that at 2:00 this afternoon.
Yes, probably.
It doesn't appear that way, man.
She wasn't dead.
It doesn't appear that way.
She was responsible. She was not.
Tell me.
I'm telling you, she was not dead. Nothing. Neither. I'm sorry for my hand. I'm sorry for my hand movement.
Don't apologize.
I'm sorry.
Be yourself, Tom.
Just tell me the truth.
Tell you guys the truth. I done nothing wrong. Sierra's done nothing wrong. I know she's going through it right now.
Mm-hmm.
No one hurt her. No one tried to do anything. If that's what you guys trying to get to see, you trying to harm her. Neither one of us. Neither one of us. Neither one of us. Both brought up in Christian. It's not about us being brought up in Christian's home. Neither one of us tried to hurt this little girl. She was smart. She was smart. She was gifted. No one. You like I said, you guys go to the hospital and check everything. There's no signs of anything because no one tried to harm this little girl for her to fucking pass away. I'm not about me protecting nobody. This is the truth. The truth is me telling the truth that no one harmed her. No one did anything to her. Tried feeding her, fed her, bathed her. Seriously, bathed this little girl, fed her, was in the house with her, watched cartoons with her. I wouldn't try to do anything on her life because I don't believe in that. Sierra wouldn't try to do anything.
I don't think you. I believe you. I don't think
I'm sorry for my hand movements. I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my hand movements. I'm sorry for my hand movements, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
You're not protecting anybody.
No. I'm not protecting anybody. I will look at you dead in your eyes, sir. I'm not protecting anybody. I'm telling you exactly what happened. What the cause of her death is, I do not know because Sierra didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Okay. Explain this to me.
So you called 911, right?
Yes.
You called.
Yes, she was right next to me when I called.
Okay. And just before that, she was breathing.
Yes, her eyes was open. I'm looking at her like, okay, she
Where was this at in the apartment?
In the bedroom.
Was she on the floor?
No, she's on the bed, laying on the bed.
She was laying on the bed? What was she wearing?
What was she wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Her pull-up.
Did she have any of this? She just wearing her pull-up?
Mm-hmm.
That's all she had on?
Yes, and I put the cover over her.
Okay.
That was it. Told her, good morning, hey, you want some nuggets and french fries? You bought some nuggets and french fries? Got some nuggets and french fries for her? Mm-hmm. Store-bought food, store-bought frozen food.
This is really serious.
I know that. No,
Be
no, no.
honest with me.
And I'm being
It's a
honest.
decision that's going to affect the rest of your life.
I know that.
Okay.
I did not harm
I'm not saying that you
my
harmed
daughter.
her. Okay.
And she did not either. She did not either. She didn't harm her. I didn't harm her. Nothing like that happened. I put that in my right hand to God's witness. Nothing happened to this little girl for this to happen. Nothing. No, I wouldn't. She wouldn't. It's not in me. It's not in me. And I would speak for her right now because I'm talking to you guys. She's not here. It's not in us. Why do all that? No.
In the past, when Children's Services has come out about complaints about injuries to Aniya, what have you discussed with the workers that have come to the apartment?
I wasn't there. I wasn't
Did they
there.
ever make contact with you?
No.
What did Sierra tell you about what happened during those interviews between the case
Everything was
workers?
fine. Everything was fine.
Well, I'm asking you what Sierra told you about what her and the caseworkers discussed about those past complaints.
No bruises or anything was on her. Everything was fine when Sierra talked to anybody or whatever, or doctors, whoever it was. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything was perfectly fine.
Did you ever have a conversation with any worker
No.
from Children and Family Services?
I never had a conversation with nobody.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
No worker ever contacted you about complaints about abuse against Aniya? Because if they did, I'll have a record of it, and I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what that conversation was like now before I get the records, and I don't want it to show that you weren't truthful with me here now.
No, I didn't have a conversation with
Never.
No, I had a conversation with Sierra.
And what did Sierra say?
Just make sure she wanted to make sure she always wanted to make sure it was good. Her job for 4 to 5 years was to make sure she was good. Was to make sure everything was fine. That was it. I know you're looking at me like that, sir, and I understand that, sir. Sir, I'm telling you right now,
This
sir.
baby was emaciated, man. Any human being would look at this little child
You
and say, you
don't-
know what, she needs to eat.
I
I don't
know
know how you could not see that.
that, but that's the point. I know that, sir.
You know what?
That a child needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Our daughter needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, babe. Thank you, my love. I was saying that the mask is coming off now. Now we seeing who he really is because he getting really offensive and stuff. You know what I'm saying? First he tried to play the quiet church boy. Evelyn says that when he said that little child, oh yeah, Evelyn, that pissed me off too. That was very alarming, that little child. He's something else. He is guilty as the rest. No better than them, than the rest of the monsters in the cage. And he gonna go exactly where his behind needs to go. But I heard that he got 20 years and a possibility of parole. This monster should not be possibility of the parole. No, don't let this animal back on the street. No, baby. And she's supposed to be got life. But we're going to look at the trial another time and stuff. Let's get back into this. It's almost done, y'all. I might have fast forward a teeny bit. Let's see.
About that. Those are pretty serious marks.
Yes, but
If you're gonna call a nurse about her not feeling well and being lethargic, you don't think you ask them about those? You don't think that you would question that medically? The story doesn't make sense.
I know that, but this
Okay.
is the truth. I don't know how it came on her legs. I do not know. I'm sorry, you guys don't.
Even
I'm
if
sorry,
we
guys.
don't-
You guys
even
don't
if-
believe me.
Even if we're not saying we don't believe that you don't know where they came from, but
Yeah.
we know that these these marks came from someone, okay? So even if we want to totally disregard the fact that she has burns on her legs, okay, she's passed away. That's the bigger question here. So you trying to hide from us what the truth is about
I'm
the
trying to hide the
burns?
truth. The burns, her not wanting to eat. Like we feed her, she was fitting stuff up, throwing
Okay.
stuff back
Are
up.
you willing to face the most serious criminal charge in defense of Sierra and in continuing to try to convince us that the story we know isn't true?
No.
Are you willing to do that?
No, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to tell you guys everything that I know, like I've been doing.
Do you understand what you can be charged with? Do you know what you can be charged with? Tell me what you think I could charge you with.
Was it child endangerment? Because I didn't know my fingerprints not on her except when I picked her up and held her today.
Okay. Well, you guys said you bathed her, right?
Right.
Yeah, right before you.
Right, but my hands didn't touch this. No hands touched that. No hands touched her face. No hands touched her eye. Nothing. No hands touched that. Mine's or hers. Mine's or hers. Not that I'm trying to protect anybody. No one touched that. No one did it to that little girl.
When you asked Sierra about what these this is.
We thought it looked weird. We like.
I'm not talking about the burn anymore. I'm
Right.
talking about the condition of the child overall. Did you ever ask Sierra to take her to the doctor based on the way she appears so skeletal, so dangerously thin?
We said we need to feed her. Yes, we like, okay, we need to feed her more. We was doing that. We like, we need to go ahead and keep feeding her more.
And when did you start feeding her more?
Every day. Even
Every
when
day
she was
since when?
like every single day we've been together. Like trying to feed her.
Every day you've been together since when?
I'm talking about like every single day. Like literally
Since when?
since we've been talking. Since we've been together. You know what I mean?
Since
Always
June.
been about Sierra been talking. Yes, we always
Tell me you've
about-
been with her since June of 2017.
Yes.
So this is not a child who's eaten right every day since June of 2017. And if you saw a child eating well every day, continuing to look like this, you would be rushing them to the emergency room because there'd be a serious underlying health issue. This child needed to be brought into the ER a long time ago. This is a deadly look.
I didn't even realize that it was
But
dead.
I think you realize that because you see Jason is healthy, right? How much do you think she weighs?
Like 110, maybe?
Who?
Aniya?
You think Aniya weighs how much?
I would say 110. That's too much. That's too big. 75 pounds, maybe 80 pounds
And when's the last time you picked her up?
today. I not pick her up.
Okay. I don't believe that you can really think that she weighs that
110
much.
pounds. No, maybe 80
No.
pounds. I think it's based on her height too.
No, she probably weighs about 20 pounds. Okay, and I would just think that you would know the difference between how much she weighs when you pick her up and how much Jason weighs and what a disparity there is between two 4-year-olds. So I don't know when you started telling yourself this lie about she's okay.
Based upon okay, we're gonna feed her. Her stomach looks like it's getting skinny. Let's feed her. You know, that's all we've talked about. We're gonna keep
Okay, when
feeding
did
her.
that start?
The stomach. Yeah, I was talking about us feeding her.
Yeah.
We talk about it every day.
Did she eat today? Did she eat today?
No, not today, because when we called, she wasn't trying to eat nothing today. No, she did not eat today
What
at
did you guys
all.
eat? What did you guys eat today?
We ate some leftover Chipotle or whatever. Ate some leftover Chipotle.
Okay.
And we barely finished that because we went into her, trying to get her up, trying to get her moving, like everybody eat some food. Let's, watch cartoons. She didn't want to eat nothing.
Okay.
I know how serious this is. No. She didn't want to eat anything.
Okay. There's just a whole lot that you're not telling us.
Yes, that Aniya looks like this because we wasn't feeding her, but we were feeding her. We wanted her to eat. She kept throwing things up. She didn't want to eat. Sometimes we try to feed her.
This is not somebody who's been throwing up for a couple days.
It's somebody who like been eating. She's been eating.
Somebody who has not been fed for a long period.
Hello, guys. Yeah.
Eat. We made sure she was going to be perfectly fine. We made sure that no one just walked past. I'm not a.
Mm, okay. Wow. Um, that was a lot. Very delusional. He's very delusional. That was a lot. Anybody has anything? You guys are good? Because that was a lot. That was a lot. And it's really sad because we have children, we have kids, and I couldn't even imagine being with someone or yet myself doing something like that to any of my beautiful babies. Now, one day, some of you will know my story. Um, some of you already do. Some of you know a little bit of my story, and some of you don't. And I will be doing a membership on that as well. But yeah, I couldn't just even imagine of going doing this to a little girl, to any baby at all. It's heartbroken. He's going away for a very long time, and I think that he should have got life as well because he didn't give Anaya a chance to live. So why should he get a chance to come out, possibly parole in 20 years, just to do this again? He is very manipulated and a psychopath also, and it's very sickening. And he keeps saying that child, that child. That's when the mask comes off to show that he didn't give a damn about this baby anyway. The church boys say my daughter, but the devil says my allegedly my child, like she was a nothing. That child, I mean, that little child. Everyone, I want to say thank you for joining. Thank you for having the patience to sit here this whole time and giving the little girl respect that she deserves so that we can hear her story. Because this is Elena's story, 4 years old, and she deserves a chance for her story to be out there to see what kind of monsters that she was raised with. She is in God's hands now. She's in God's hands. And it's sad it had to go out like that. But now she's an angel in heaven. And I think that her aunts and uncles should be paying some type of consequences also. Her father has a YouTube channel and he has a few songs on there uh, that is about Elena. He did have another baby. The father, the biological father, did have another child. And I think that that was his daughter, Elena, giving him that gift. You know what I mean? It's very sad. We will get more into that next time. But for now, I want to say thank you all for joining Brooklyn Squad True Crimes Real Life Drama. And until then, I will see you next time. Please don't forget to join the membership for $199 a month. You will get to see me interviewing victims, families, um, any interviews. You will see me interviewing anyone, and also content creators also that loves to do what they do, rather it's crime or podcast. You will see those interviews live, and you will also be joining us to have a movie night. uh and Lakeisha, hey boo. So before I go, let me give a few shout outs to those that did join my membership. Lakeisha, thank you for joining my membership. Kathy B, thank you for joining my membership. Katie, thank you for joining my membership. And I cannot forget, we have one more that joined the membership. I'm just so happy about that. Sometimes you have to give good news when sad situations appear. You know what I mean? And the fear of God. Thank you, girl, for joining my membership. So all four, I appreciate you. The fear of God, Kathy B, Lakeisha, and Katie. Thank you so much for joining my membership. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I was very shocked when I seen that. I'm not going to front because I just put the membership out. But thank you, and you will not regret it. I am getting things together. I just wanted to get to see if a few more people would join the membership before I start doing the interviews and stuff like that. Get people a little more time to join. But I will be getting to that because you guys are paying for it and you guys deserve to see what you're getting paid, what you're paying for. So don't worry, I'm getting these interviews together. We have a few coming up, but I'm just want to see if a few more people start to join the membership. So at least we have a few people supporting the families in the live. You know what I mean? That's why I was really, that's why I'm trying to wait a little bit. But don't worry, I got y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? And then the movie night, oh, I can't wait. That's going to be exciting because we did do movie night before. And we'll do a whole nother live on discussing that. So I love you guys. Thank you for joining Brooklyn Squad. Thank you for putting those thumbs up. And until then, I will see you next time. Peace. I'm out. Bye.